So we're live. But we're just going to sit and chat for a little bit longer while Shannon scoffs down his dinner, which is fair. That's fair. We've got
panic dinner.
His panic dinner, yeah. I kind of wish he had his microphone on so we could at least hear him eating.
His last meal.
Yeah.
Oh god.
The last, yeah. Dicey situations, huh? We've got a lot of people in the chat already, which is always a fantastic
including
thing.
Furry Blue Elf, which is awesome.
Yeah, we've got Furry Blue Elf in there, which is great. We've got TT2KB. Those are the amazing crew that I jumped on their wisdom check with, which is up on their YouTube channel, they're a great crew. We've got Jackalope, we've got Random Origins, always there, those two, which is always great to see. We've got a first time viewer, Thrandra. That's great. That's a
Who's
cool
playing
name.
this Twitch stream through the headset? Because I can hear it.
Not me today.
No?
I got a major echo there.
I'm gonna try muting myself.
I can't hear it.
I heard that.
Do you
but
have it in the background?
I've got it playing in the background, but I've muted it.
Do you though?
It's actually muted. It's actually muted. I'll show you.
Not actual though.
Because no one else can hear it, Dave.
I hope it's not big again. Frigate.
Yeah. Well, I can't hear any echo this time, which is great. So it's definitely just Dave hearing it. That's okay. That's all right.
It's by design.
Yeah. How are we all doing tonight? How are you doing tonight? John, you doing okay? Oh, we can't hear you, mate. We can't hear you. Well, I can't hear you. Can anyone hear John?
No.
This is our traditional audio issues.
Yeah, this is 100%.
We always start the stream with audio issues.
This is 100% why I decided we'd go live quickly, so we can get all of our issues out of the way.
Do you want to see my do you want to see what I'm going to add on to my costume next?
Oh yes,
yeah.
It's really basic, but okay. First, I'm going to add a tie because I'm sick of this is meant to be like this, but I haven't bothered putting a tie. But I got this sweet fur scrap from the costume studio, and I want to put fur shoulders on.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Nice.
Yeah, that's awesome. I like how your filter thinks it's hair though, and it's trying to make it all white.
Real kiwi fur too.
What was that?
What?
Real fur from a kiwi.
Yeah.
Yeah, I killed a kiwi just for this.
Frisky around in our lawns, all right?
How you doing tonight, Shannon? Dinner good?
Yeah, good. Good.
That's great.
Just had to stuff it down my face.
Yeah,
What's that?
I can hear you now. Well, that's John. We can hear you now. Every time we jump onto this, I always end up calling you by your characters' names or your characters by your names. You're all blending into one being, which is kind of cool.
Love it.
I think we've got all our audio. Everyone good?
Am I too loud or too quiet?
What is the audience thing? The viewers, what is?
So turn it up.
I think that's okay. I think it sounds pretty good from my end.
Turn it up to the max.
Well, not the max.
Well, that's too loud. All right. Once I start yelling.
211.
Sig, I know last week the had issues with the right microphone. You're all good to go this time?
I sound like a wolf.
That was good.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Well, what we'll do is we'll play the recap from last week so people can understand what situation you guys are currently in, because it's pretty interesting situation. So this is what happened last week on session 22.
Previously on Getting Dicey.
I don't know if you guys have ever come face to face with a dragon.
Should we take this dragon out?
I'd like to suggest that we don't stick around to find out about this dragon.
I'd like to, bail.
You guys make your way past the trees and into a clearing where what stands in front of you is just what used to be an enormous castle.
Mr. Duran, I'm proposing you scout ahead.
Just going to give dragon, it gives him a bit of a shove towards the door.
The Baron trips over the broken doors. You hear the ringing of a bell. Duran's face goes absolutely white.
All right, it's dinner time, guys. Time to kill again.
Slashes out towards Bill with his scimitar.
Oh, well, I guess Yi just has to do bloody everything, huh?
And he comes storming out of the shadows, lines up Sig with his short bow.
cracks into the bark and pierces the spider's flesh. And as it does so, you see the form of the spider melting away, and she turns back into a normal elven form, shaking and bleeding.
Billy Goblin has appeared, and he slowly makes his way towards the Baron with the...
I'm not sure what kind of trickery you pulled to survive that one, but let's see you try again!
That was a good one. It's always fun to come back from the recap when we've all been talking about other things and then just pretend that I was watching along with you guys. So we realized way too late last week that we actually hit our 1-year anniversary of streaming to Twitch, which is really awesome. So what we thought we'd do is we'd have some sort of giveaway. So we're 2 kinds of giveaways. First of all, we're going to give a follower and subscriber, basically anyone who's either following or subscribing, we'll have a giveaway of one of our Getting Dicey shirts, your choice of the design, of the one design that comes in 2 different shapes. But we'll also be having a subscriber-only giveaway as well, which will be a set of dice. Now, I haven't sorted out exactly which dice we're going to be giving away. I've got an idea for what I'd like to give away, but we'll see. We'll see. They're going to be nice though, and I'll have that figured out hopefully in a few days. So we'll have that up on the Twitter. And we have that running for a couple of weeks. So in a fortnight's time, whoever is subscribed to us will go in the draw to win the dice, and whoever is following and subscribing will go in the draw to win the to get the shirt. So that's great. That's awesome. Is there anything else we needed to cover before we jump into the session? Real good. Okay. No, that's fair. That's fair. Let's move you guys. Let's move you all back to Cragmore Castle, where we left you last time, where you're pretty much all surrounded by something. You got a hobgoblin and some goblins to the north. You've got some goblins to the south, and you've got Billy Goblin to the left. I don't think I've ever seen it this bad before. Things are definitely
Getting dicey.
All right, there's one thing we need to do before.
One thing. Just one tiny thing.
Who wants to? Yeah, one of our viewers. Although, are they definitely here? Because I haven't seen them.
I saw him there earlier, but he hasn't typed anything for a little while. I don't know. How do you check who's actually the 16 viewers in there? How do you check who they are?
That is a great question. I'll check that now.
He's in there. He's in there.
It's saying he's in there, but he's being very quiet. Maybe I don't know.
He's just a bot.
Furry Blue Elf, if you're listening, say hi, just so we know you're there.
Yeah,
and it's not you.
Yeah. He's not there. Rubitix said hi.
Rubitix,
not
yeah,
quite.
Hi.
Furry Blue Elf, but all right. So I don't know if he says hi, I don't know. I feel like this has all started very badly.
Yeah, this is bad.
Terribly badly.
Hi, Rubitix.
Yeah, I mean you matter as well. You definitely do. Thank you for joining us, Luna84 as well, saying hi. You guys are.
I'm just sorry I brought it up now.
Yeah.
This is a disaster.
Sooner, man, we've got heaps of people signing off now. That's awesome. You guys are all so cool. Anyway, we'll just get started. If we hear of him,
if we see him, we'll see him.
If we see him, we'll see him. So you guys are all surrounded, getting dice, whatever. And now, no, that's not okay. Cool. Sig, you've got a bunch of dead bodies at your feet at the moment, and you've still got a few others. There are a few others actually kind of sound asleep at your feet, and you've got one more towards the back that's just kind of sounded. The theme of the day is sounding off, so he sounded off as well, saying that he feels he has to be the one. Yeeg is the one that's going to have to take care of everything, and he's tried to take a shot at you as well. What would you like to do?
So Sig is standing there with his bleeding armor, and he looks across to Bill, and he says, I stand, injured and bleeding, grasping for breath. If I stumble for but a moment, it will be my death. I stand, with Bill's melodic voice bubbling through my veins, I use it to strengthen the resolve to choke down the pain. I stand with my comrades at my back, spilling their precious blood. What was first a trickle, I fear it will become a flood. I stand. I will not let them down. I will not let them fall. Today they will not answer death's call. I stand. So stand with me and let's crush the scum. They will not let them live, not a single one. And he looks to Bill. We stand. And
Wow. Bill's just like nodding.
Dang. Sig, do you have a point of inspiration at all?
I've got Bardic.
Oh, well, I'm just going to let you chuck inspiration into your character sheet as well. That was fantastic.
Oh, and with that a big tirade of words, he will ignite his rally ability on Mr. Bill.
Oh, fantastic.
Which allows him to gain temporary hit points equal to the roll of my superiority die, which I intend to use the Bardic Inspiration on my D8, if that's cool.
Oh, yeah, that's fine. That's fine. I'll let you do that.
Sweet. So first roll is a 1. Fully Bardic will kick in. It becomes a 3. -1 for my modifier. So Bill gets a whopping 2 temporary HP.
Okay.
And then after that, he'll just like smack one of the sleeping goblins.
Okay, and I'm assuming this is a single-handed hammer because I think last week you had your sword out, but
I swapped over to the hammer as my final turn.
That's right. That's right. Thank you for reminding me. Okay, cool.
So,
yeah, give us a roll to hit.
So I'll hit the guy who's asleep at my feet for an advantage bonus with a roll of 25 to hit.
Oh, damn. Yeah, you smash. So this is the one. So let's have a look because you've just got a lot of like sleeping ones in front of you at the moment. You've got one off to the side a little bit in front of Bill that's awake. Are you attacking one of the sleeping ones at your feet?
A sleeping one.
All right, so you're just bringing that hammer down into one of the sleeping goblins at your feet. And it just crushes it. Yeah, how much damage? 8 damage. Yeah, you've crushed that one at your feet to deaths. It is sleeping no more. It is sleeping with the fishes. Wait, is that how that goes? I don't know.
Yeah.
Okay.
Fishes don't sleep. Well,
fish don't sleep.
Well, they don't sleep with their eyes. They sleep with their eyes open. So
they sleep.
Technically speaking, they don't sleep.
Like Gandalf.
I mean, this is very important stuff. I know sharks and they're fish. They don't sleep. But anyway. All right. Sig, thank you.
And don't sleep.
And so that was your bonus action and your action there, Sig. Is that right?
Correct. I'm done.
Perfect. Baron, you are outside face to face with Billy Goblin, and he just took a swipe out at you, and clanged his sword into. No, his sword? Was it a sword? What did he have? Sword. Clanged his sword into the wall beside you and claimed it was on purpose and just a bit of a warning shot.
Oh, yeah. Smooth. This is the second time that he's snuck up behind me at the end of a episode. So it's not cool. I know I've asked this before, but I think he's not an undead, is he?
He's not an undead.
Okay. Just checking. I'm going to I've turned around and seen his horrible is he actually taller than me now? He's a hobgoblin, or
how tall is the Baron?
Average height.
I mean, he's about average height. He's probably just under 6 foot now.
Okay, so sort of eye to eye.
Yeah.
All right. So he's not towering over me.
No, he's definitely not
because he used to be a short goblin.
Yeah.
But he's okay. So I turn around and see his horrible fucking face.
Yeah.
Staring at me, his horrible breath. It's going to freak me out a bit, and I'm going to yell out to Darren. Darren, Billy's here. Save me.
Yeah.
But then I'm going to remember that I got stabbed really badly last time, and that really gave me a close encounter of the dead kind. So I'm going to come over I'm actually going to walk around him. I'm going to get a bit of resolve, I think.
Oh, yeah.
I'm going to walk around him And
Just
I'm
kind of
going
eyeing
to
him up, like eye to eye, as you move around him. Or?
Yeah, well, I'm going to try and do it quickly.
Okay.
Shuffle around. I'm coming around here for a reason because I'm going to cast Cause Fear. Ooh.
Cause Fear.
And yeah, it's a magical spell that causes fear.
No way.
What?
Yeah. So he needs to make a wisdom saving check of 14.
Billy the Hobgoblin. He does not save.
Oh, chicken.
Yeah.
Shame.
I'm gonna in a freaky voice, I'm gonna say, now you'll learn to fear me.
Oh, dang.
And he has to run away. The target must succeed on a wisdom saving throw or become frightened of you until the spell ends.
Mm-hmm.
The frightened target can do his saving throw at the end of the turn. But I think he just runs away from me as fast as he can.
Any certain distance or just
directly away from me? He cannot sneak around or anything. He's so frightened he just bolts in the opposite direction.
Isn't that into the castle?
Yeah, yes. So that'll be it. You're sending him into the castle. Okay, so yeah, movement plus does it state what kind of movement it is, or is it a dash or what is it?
As fast as they possibly can, I think.
Okay. You see the look on Billy's face just change from menacing to absolute horror, and it's like he's seeing something where you are, basically. His worst nightmares. He's like, oh, what the fuck? And he just turns and he just bolts into, and he's climbing over this rubble and he's scratching at this door. He's bolted for it. So that was pretty
awesome.
Yeah. And there was no damage with that, just purely getting him out of there.
Yeah, I think so. It doesn't. This, for some reason, it doesn't have the full description on this thing like it does in the book. But
okay.
Yeah, I can't hit him or anything as he run away because my action is to cast a spell.
Okay, cool. Any bonus actions?
Well, yeah, I'm just going to move up to here again on the doors. That's all.
Don't trip.
Cool, Bill. We're back to you. You've got an angry goblin who called out to Yeeg last time that he didn't think things were really going their way. He slashed out and managed to catch you with his blade anyway. And Sig has just rallied you, I guess, with some extra hit points.
Did I hear what happened with the Baron and see any of the stuff after that?
What you just heard, all you heard from behind you was Billy Goblin calling out, "What the?" And then you could hear something running behind you. Yeah, that's all you've really heard.
So I'm like, that can't be good. And then, what do I see in front of me? There's just a bunch of goblins.
There is there's so many dead goblin bodies. There's some which they're kind of melding together between a bunch of dead ones and sleeping ones. Now you'd actually you'd have to look to check which one's sleeping, which ones are not. But you do know you've got that one right in front of you.
Okay. And do I know where Yeeg is?
Yeeg, you can see Yeeg standing upon the rubble at the back. He's he's a bit fatter than the others. He's wearing like a chef's kind of what do you call them, apron as well. He's a bit fatter. He's wearing a chef's apron, and he's sort of shaking his fists with anger. He's got a short bow in his hands.
I'm just gonna reach inside the mind of this creature and just whisper to him and just say, "Psst, hey, you. Yeeg's been talking shit. Yeeg says he's gonna eat you. Yeeg says no one likes you." And I'm gonna cast Dissonant Whispers.
Oh, dang. All right.
So you make a wisdom save.
Okay.
Else take 3d6 psychic damage and then run away.
A wisdom save, was it?
Correct.
You're gonna hate this. It was a 14.
Oh no!
It was legitimately 15
no.
minus 1.
You weren't wrong.
It was 15 minus 1. And so this goblin hears what you're saying.
-1. Sorry.
Yeah, he hears what you say, and he looks back over at Yeeg and looks back towards you. He's like,
Yeeg doesn't hate me. I'm one of his favorite. He told me last night.
and he just
Really?
and he just blushes a little bit.
Cool. With that, I'll just end my turn there.
Okay, great. Loris, you've just had. Oh, sorry.
Sorry, I just have read that they've changed the spell from Frighten. It used to make him run away, but they don't necessarily have to do that now, because Frighten is now a state, like being grappled and things. So
yeah.
a frightened creature has disadvantage on ability checks and attack rolls, while the source of its fear is within line of sight, and it can't willingly move closer to me. That's
okay. Well, I've moved him. He's run away at the moment, but I'll I will keep that in mind.
It didn't used to have disadvantage on ability checks and attack rolls, but it does now.
Okay, disadvantage on ability checks and attack rolls. Cool. Good to know. Good to know. Loris, we're with you. You managed to take out a hobgoblin. You've taken out a couple, actually. And when you took down the last one, the door that he was blocking burst open and a goblin came running out. And I believe he lashed out at you. Can't remember if he...
I can't remember. The hobgoblin beside him, what kind of state is he in? I can't remember. I think I may have attacked him once, but I can't recall.
He's very bloodied.
Okay. And the hobgoblin... the goblin is untouched, eh?
The goblin is untouched.
Okay. So seeing the goblins come in and just kind of swung at me, I'm not really focused on what's going on behind me. It's American and I smashing hobgoblins and biting them to pieces, which is fantastic. But I'm just going to basically see if I can decapitate the hobgoblin who's on the diagonal to me. So it seems to be kind of fun just chopping heads off. So yes. Honestly, I make myself sound really gruesome and just enjoying this too much, but I am.
Okay.
So still technically raging. I think I've got about another seven rounds in my rage state anyway.
Yeah,
which is
sounds
awesome.
about right.
So raging great axe, swinging at the dude's neck. I rolled an 11.
An 11 is a miss.
Damn it.
He sees it. He's just taken a swing down at a massive swing down at American with his longsword and broken her out of her spider state. And he looks over and sees the axe coming forward, and he sort of just ducks. He pulls back out of the way and says,
"Yeah, next, big boy, I'm coming for you. Don't you worry. You stay right
there." Anything else from
No,
the big man, Loris? No.
Besides laughing at him.
Okay, good. American, you've just come out of your spider state.
Yes, I'm quite shocked at being injured. I thought I was invincible, but
Now,
I'm still feeling.
I was going to say you've been plotting all week, haven't you?
Yes, but I knew that my plan would change immediately.
Oh, has it? So has it changed?
Well, everyone got in turns before me, and I didn't know where I was in the turn order, so I was prepared for it to be nothing.
Okay.
And I'm just going to completely change the strategy.
All right. Okay. Well, let us. Yeah, go right ahead.
I'm going to give in to the rage emanating from Loros.
Oh,
and
I'm
going to pull out the scimitar from my scabbard, and then I'm going to reach to the other side and pull out the other scimitar, using my bonus action to activate dual wielding. And I'm just going to scream at the top of my lungs and lunge at this very frightening hobgoblin.
Okay.
With advantage.
Yes, with advantage.
Because of Loris' rage.
Yeah, totally.
Which activates my cool new feat. which I will try to put into the chat.
All right.
Basically, I get advantage on. I get an extra roll due to elven accuracy whenever I have advantage. So it basically means I get to roll 3 dice. Oh no, I get to re-roll one of the dice. So essentially, I get to roll 3 times instead of 2.
So let's just
Which is pretty cool.
do your first roll for your first attack
With advantage?
with advantage.
All right.
I mean, you don't need to roll your third dice for
Would
that
you
one.
like to re-roll that?
Oh, yeah, net 20. Let the rage flow through me.
Yeah. So your first swipe with the scimitar just cuts across this hobgoblin's. Where are you aiming? Just across his chest, across his stomach? What are you trying to do? Are
When
you
you have
even?
scimitar, you must aim for the throat.
Oh, okay. Well, you bring that blade right across the neck, its neck, thinking you're going to need to return across with the other scimitar in your other hand. But in one swipe, the hobgoblin's head just separates from its body, and it drops to the ground. Absolutely dead. Definitely dead. With that second attack, you can absolutely swipe it out towards the goblin if you'd like.
Oh, of course I will.
With advantage.
Oh, don't mind if I do. She's covered in blood and screaming at this point. She's giving into it in a Laura. She's just like, "Oh, kill you!"
Just a little scary.
Did you want to roll a third dice?
Sure, why not? I'll re-roll the 13. Why not?
Just give us a d20 and we'll add 5 to it.
Oh, I already clicked the scimitar.
Oh, okay, all right, that's fine. And it's another crit. Dang.
That's the best.
All right, so
I like my new feet.
Almost in a single moment, Loris's axe is swiped out and has been dodged by the hobgoblin. Murican reaches down and grabs the hilt of a scimitar from each of her sides and just brings one across the throat of the hobgoblin, and then reaches forward and slashes across the face of the goblin standing next to them, and they both drop dead onto the ground in front of you both.
She turns to Loris and she's just like, "You're right, this is fun."
Oh my god, I'm so proud right
now. Perfect. It is now Billy Goblin's turn, and he's scrabbling away at the wall at the moment. He's like, "I've got to get out of here!" Now, can he move towards you at all?
No.
Because you're in that direction, he's just going to be stuck in there, isn't he? So panicked, he sort of turns around and pulls his short bow off his back, and with disadvantage takes aim at this, what he sees as this horrible figure standing in where Baron is currently standing.
I've awakened a sense of mortality in him. That's the description.
Oh,
he senses his own death.
Yeah, he's freaking out right now. And he crit fails with that.
Oh. He
shoots this arrow and it bounces off the rubble in front of him, like the trap that Duran set off last week. It kind of he's shaking and he drops it and it pings off the ground. It pings off the wall and it comes back straight into the side of his face, and he gets a bit of damage from that.
Ooh.
And that is
at the end of his turn, he can try and do another saving throw as well.
Another wisdom.
Yep.
He's rolled a 12. Is that enough?
Nope. He's 14.
Okay. And that is
that's badly for Billy. I'm glad about that.
No, I didn't see if there's any flipping...
It's Baron's revenge.
Yeah, one more fucking revenge.
All right, so it's the goblin's turn. Man, there's still just goblins. Just goblins. The one that's standing in front of Bill looks Bill in the eyes and says,
"You know what? Yeeg's gonna eat you first."
and swipes out with.
I have a reaction.
Ooh. Do tell. Do I roll first or?
Yeah, so you can roll. I've just got my
Okay.
my cutting words.
Okay, cool. Because he's rolled a 17.
Okay, that's probably going to be bad for me. I need to roll at least a 3 or better. So I say back to him, like, as his arm is like right up in the air, he stops as the beat hits him, and I say, I see you going for that attack, but I'm gonna stop you, gonna hold you back, 'cause you can't hit me back, girl. You can't hit me back, girl. And try to stop him from hitting me back.
Okay. And what do you have to roll for this?
Roll my buttock. So he minuses that from his attack roll.
Oh, right. So he's rolled a 12 then.
And he misses me.
And he misses.
Cool.
And he just responds, "Man, that shit is bananas!" Sorry. All right. From behind, I had to go. It was thematic. It was thematic.
Yeah. It was amazing.
Yeah.
You hear another thud from the darkness again. You've heard that a couple of times now, and you've never really seen what that noise is associated with, but you can't assume that it's good.
Where's the thud coming from?
Well, the Baron won't have heard this. This is just something that Gil and Sig would have heard, coming from the darkness surrounding these goblins that are.
I'm right next to Bill.
It's a pretty subtle thud.
Okay.
Yeah.
A subtle thud. Yeah.
Yeah. It's a subtle thud. That's all I can really say.
Subtle.
I'm sure that's something good coming.
Oh, of course. And a goblin runs out from the darkness with a short sword in hand and swipes out at Sig. Actually, it's a scimitar. Sorry, he's got a scimitar in his hand and rolls a 21.
Oh, that finds a chink in my armor.
Yeah, that slashes. It's just above the sword and puts a little slash across the side of Sig's face, doing 6 damage normally, but brings it down to 3 damage with thanks to Sig's feat. And I don't think there's any others that are awake at the moment in sort of the vicinity. But you do see just a goblin darting past through the little bit of light you've got there and into where the previous goblins had arrived from. And Sig hears another thud. Yig at the back aims. He's still got Sig sighted with his short bow, and lets loose another arrow. Rolling an 18, which is a miss. Sig has just got more and more arrows piling up on the front of his shield at the moment. And that is the goblin's turn. It is Duran's turn. Now, Duran heard the Baron's call for help before, and has seen Billy Goblin run across over the rubble and against the door to the east. What is Duran going to do? I need to actually get his stuff up. Why don't I have stuff up? I'm so unprepared, guys.
Duran gets it up.
Find his first.
Duran fan club.
He's still got his longbow out. He'd been trained. He'd had his longbow trained on some of the goblins that were fighting Sig earlier. And as the Billy Goblin runs past his field of view, he just tracks Billy Goblin up against the wall and just shoots an arrow out.
Useless. Absolutely fucking useless.
rolling a 4. And it's a moving target. He's not too good at moving targets.
Would he have gotten an attack of opportunity when Billy initially ran past?
No, he ran sort of more than 5 foot away from him.
Okay.
If you
I'm still trying to get these rules in my head.
Yeah, that's all right. That's all right. But so he's let loose an arrow and it just shoots past Billy. He's like,
I'm surprised he didn't hit Sig in the back. I mean,
yeah, no, it wasn't a crit fail. That could have been different. And you can just sort of see Duran curse under his breath It is, well, it would have been the hobgoblin's turn, but there are no more hobgoblins. So we're back to Sig at the top of the order.
So Sig would like to confirm there's still a sleeping goblin at his feet.
Well, when you heard that last thud, there was a goblin that was lying to your very left that got up to his feet after you heard that thud. There is one, you've got another goblin standing in front of you that had taken a swipe out at you. There is one between the two of them, which is fast asleep still on the ground.
So Sig is going to take a step forward by half a step and use the spike on the bottom of his hammer and drop to a knee and plunge it into the goblin's head.
Cool, give us a roll to hit.
I'll even roll it with advantage since he's asleep.
Please do. And if it's a hit, it's a crit.
Roll 24.
Yeah.
Automatically.
Yeah, give us another roll of your... Actually, don't even worry, he's dead. He's well and truly dead. The spike just punches through his chest and through his back and then out of his chest and into the ground, killing him instantly as you plunge it through the back of his heart. That goblin is dead. Anything else?
As Sig removes the hammer, he would like to flick his blood into the goblins behind him.
Yeah, so it catches Yeager across his chest, and Yi just glares back at you down one of the arrows that he's got sighted on you. Baron, over to you.
Oh, me.
Yeah.
All right. Okay, well, I'm going to walk towards Billy. My arms out. Whoa. Okay, I was just thinking of Andre the Giant and the Princess Bride. He's got his that big cloak on and he's been pushing a wheelbarrow. So hopefully freaking him out. And I am going to cast Toll the Dead on him. You should hear that. And roll at disadvantage. So it's a wisdom saving throw of 14.
With disadvantage.
Because of the frightened state.
Alright, he's rolled a 3. Man,
okay.
So
that's good.
Yeah.
D12 damage because he's already taken a hit. So 9 damage. Damage.
And that's 9 necrotic damage, is that right?
Yeah.
Mental psychic damage?
Necrotic damage. Yeah.
Yeah, that's taken a big I was going to say a toll. It's taken a toll on old Billy. Yeah. And he drops his short bow out of agony as he clutches his head, and you can just see a dark liquid trickling out of his nostril as he clutches his head. So that's done some decent damage. He is not looking good right now.
Not a white fluid.
Why would... Come on, there's no twig blights in the area.
A dark fluid. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, gross.
Anything else for the Baron?
No.
Cool. Bill, we're back at you.
So I've just got like the two in front of me, right? The one
that's that was there trying to take a swipe at you before, and then another one that's come running out of the darkness and is face to face with Sig.
Okay, I think like seeing my magics haven't worked before. I'll just try to stab this guy with my rapier.
Oh, okay, nice. Roll to hit.
$17.
17 is indeed a hit. And you just push that into his chest. Is that what you're just sort of thrusting out with the rapier?
Yeah, just thrusting out with it, and it just kind of bends just before it kind of angles back in and manages to find its purchase.
Yeah, it bends, and then sort of like it bends quite harsh, and then just pokes straight into its like lung area. And you see the goblin start coughing up blood He's still standing on his feet, but he's coughing up blood. There's not much light left in his eyes, and he's just calling out,
Yeeg, Yeeg, I love you.
No.
Anything else for Bill?
That's it for me.
Okay, great. Loris, we're back at you. You've got... American has just, like, destroyed what was standing in front of you. There's both the goblin and hobgoblin have just been absolutely destroyed in front of you.
Yeah, so I guess with a sense of pride in what American has done, and the fact that she seems to be embracing some supposed rage feeling from me, I'm like, hey, that's cool, sweet. I'm not sure, given our position, obviously, I probably wouldn't have seen Billy run past me. I really haven't, unless I turn around, I'm not sure I'm going to see much. I'm actually quite curious.
What I will say is you do see just in the doorway just a hint of another goblin.
That was going to be my next question,
Yeah.
is what was in the doorway?
Yeah.
So is he standing in front of the door, or is it like...
The
which
door
way
is
does it
open. The door has been opened,
Which
yeah.
way does it swing? So is he standing in front of the door? I'd have to get rid of him to pull it closed.
So no, sorry. The door is open up against the northern wall.
So it swings that way as opposed to... So that's swinging that way.
It opens up into the room you're in.
Okay. It's the room I'm in.
Yes.
So I could close the door on the goblin?
You could, if you just wanted to close the door on the goblin, you could close the door on the goblin.
That's pretty much what I'm thinking of doing at the moment. I'm just going to step forward, slam the door, and lean against it.
Okay.
And good luck for goblin pushing.
All right.
So that's kind of what I want to do. Is I want to sort of step forward, slam the door in the face of the goblin, and just lean against it, and just sort of lean there and look around, and kind of just chill.
Okay, great. Give me a strength check for just give me a roll for strength, and we'll deal with that later.
All right, cool. So strength. Oops, sorry, missed the wrong button. There it is. Strength roll of a 13.
Okay. Okay. That's all right. Anything else? Anything else you wanted to do?
Yeah, so I'm just gonna basically lean against the door, back in with my axe, kind of resting on my forearm, just kind of looking around, just chilling.
Okay. Okay, great.
So calm.
That's a good use of rage there. So that was six turns left of rage, I guess.
I'm having a chill moment in the midst of my rage. I'm having
No
a chill
judgment. No judgment from me, man.
I'm judging how I play my rage.
Yeah.
My rage. Will not take it off.
Chill rage.
American.
Fire and ice.
American, we're back to you. You've seen Loris jump forward over onto the dead bodies of what you've just cut down, slamming the door and leaning up against it.
Yeah, she's like, and she sort of she starts recovering from her moment of insanity, and she starts looking around like, and trying to take in the scene a little bit more calmly. As you
look around, you see Duran sort of behind you a little bit, aiming his bow around the corner from where you're at. Baron, you see the Baron sort of moving forwards in a spooky manner towards something behind that corner as well.
Oh, so that's what that pose is.
And further past him, you see Bill and Sig face to face with just what looks like a wall of goblins.
Oh no. So I don't see Billy because he's around the corner,
You don't see
but I
Billy.
can see they're targeting something around the corner.
Yeah.
Ooh. I'm going to peek around the corner. Do I recognize Billy?
Yes. Yeah.
Billy!
You certainly do.
She goes, Billy! And she turns on her heel and rushes towards him with her scimitars drawn.
Oh, dang. We've got a murderer on our hands. Give us a roll to hit, please.
A murderer in a D&D game?
What? Yeah.
Killing in my RPG?
It's supposed to be a restorative justice game.
Yeah. I can't believe you
I
guys
lay
haven't...
down my scimitar and cast friends on Billy.
Yeah, I can't believe you guys haven't started restoring this castle yet. Jeez, come on.
I get advantage on him as well, don't I?
No.
Oh, okay.
He's...
Well, then I don't get advantage on
He
him.
gets disadvantage on some of his rolls thanks to being currently terrified.
Okay. I roll normally.
Yes.
Twice.
Ooh.
19 and a 20.
I've rolled a 19 and a 20 for 8 and 4 slashing damage.
Hot damn! Like Billy doesn't stand a chance. He's in that corner freaking out when all he sees is Duran and Spooky McSpookisons coming at him. Suddenly this bark-skinned faced elven woman comes running around with blades drawn and just death, murderous intent in her eyes, and she just slashes out across Billy and cuts like big chunks across his chest and across his stomach, and he falls to the ground bleeding out, dying at your feet, and he passes. Billy Goblin is dead once more.
Nice.
Man, American. Whew.
Vicious.
Did I do that?
Don't do Urkel. Can I do that?
Can I do that? Yeah, that's in character. She says that for some reason.
Yeah. It's a
Now
whole
we're in the
different
story
role-playing
of
game.
Steve Urkel.
Yeah, finally the big reveal. I've been role playing as Steve Urkel this
It's
whole time.
So that's a great way to end your turn, American. We've got the goblins back on track now. Now we're going to do a quick strength check from behind that door, and all you hear is just there's not even like any pressure. You're not feeling any pressure. Just this like scratching, and you can hear this like just like there's clearly no pressure on that door for coming from behind you.
Just like leading with one hand, like
yeah. This goblin that's in front of you, Bill, he's coughing up blood, and he uses this. I'm gonna do something a little bit different. I'm just gonna roll a d20 here. Could you give me a dexterity saving throw, please?
sure. 11.
Okay, that's all right. So this goblin with a mouthful of blood just leans back and goes to spit it directly into your eyes. You manage to see it coming at the last moment and dodge. You're not quite sure what he was going for with that, but that's how he's spending his turn.
Yuck.
He was trying to give you goblin aids.
Yig has heard the dying call of his lover. Why not? And repositions himself and quickly turns the bow on Bill.
Wait, but does he move though?
Who, Yig?
Yeah, never mind. It was a dick joke.
Readjust himself, reposition himself.
Yeah, nice. Okay, that one. Yeah,
I feel like I lost something after I had to.
So he lets loose with an arrow towards Bill. It's a 12, which I assume is very much a miss.
Not very much, but it is.
It is a miss. Okay. He rolled a 14. No, kidding. So he's rolled a 12 and misses. And you look over and you can just see like a small tear in Yeeg's eyes.
Oh, poor thing.
Another goblin comes running out of the shadows, and we have Sig surrounded at the moment with 3 goblins who all strike out with their scimitars.
Oh.
One rolled a 16. One rolled a 6. And the other rolled an 8. In fact, 2 of them swipe out at the same time and just kind of clang scimitars together, look at each other and go,
Come on, Woody, come on! Jesus!
but they've all just kind of missed. And another goblin comes running out of the shadows and spends his turn whispering to Yeeg.
Do we see that?
You see that. Sig... Oh, yeah, you both see it. Both Sig and Bill see another goblin running up to Yeeg at the back and whispering something to Yeeg. It is Duran's turn.
Oh, God.
This piece of shit again.
Come on, what has he done in this battle? In fact, any of the battles, bar get himself in trouble.
He killed some twig blights. He got some
He's
damage.
Ended up getting surrounded by them.
And he looks towards Loris, and sort of motions with his short bow back towards the wall of goblins and with Sig and Bill in front of them, and he kind of shrugs. He's like, I'm not sure I can get a good shot. What should I do, Sir Loris?
I wish I could open the door and let him take a pot shot at that goblin. Actually, what I'm going to do is I'll just say, indicate while kind of leaning back, I'm just going to point towards the door and just get him to wait. So I want him to ready an action, to ready a shot at that door. So when I do open the door, he can smash him in the head.
Yeah, great. So Duran takes your cue. He positions himself so should you open the door even a crack, he says he should be able to get a shot through, and readies an action for any sight of a goblin. He will let loose that arrow.
Good man.
Sig, we are back with you.
Sig wonders if there's any sleeping goblins left.
There doesn't seem to be any more sleeping goblins. All the ones that were lying on the ground are either dead or were sleeping and have been killed.
Indeed. In that case, Sig will just use his hammer, old-fashioned style, smacking it into the side of the goblin to his east, yelling, "Bring them down!"
Nice. Roll a hit, please. A good DM always says please.
Sig rolls a paltry 9.
Dang. That is a miss. That is a miss. You kind of hit the rubble. The wall crumbles down to a bit of rubble, and you bring it across and just slam the remains of the wall, bringing down a few more stones from there. Anything as a bonus? Nope. Okay. Baron, we're back with you. You've just seen Murican run out and just destroy Billy Goblin in front of you. You're muted, by the way.
Now my camera's off. Okay. Yeah, and it was brutal and awesome.
Yeah.
And I look around, looking for any, and there's obviously little goblins over here. Can I, when I come over here, can I see back here? Can I see beyond these people to shoot them?
Yeah, like he's elevated up on some rubble. So at the most, if you were to take a shot at him, he'd be in, I'd say not even in half cover. You'd be able to get a shot at him if you wanted to.
Okay, then.
Yeah.
Well, that's what I'll do. I'll cast Ice Knife. It didn't. Oh, hey, I've actually got that. Can click a button now. Here we go. Ice Knife. A 12. So huge.
12 is a miss.
Okay.
But this thing still explodes, doesn't it?
Yeah. So he and anyone next to him has to do a Dex 14 saving throw.
Okay, cool. So that'll be Yeeg and the one that's whispering in his ears. And they both fail.
Okay, great. And so they both take 7 cold damage.
Okay, cool. So the ice knife soars towards Yeeg, and before it manages to impact him, it just explodes. Yeeg gets a face of these ice shards and winces in pain. But the one that was whispering to him is caught mid-whisper. This thing sends cold blades through his face, severing arteries, and it just drops to the ground dead next to Yeeg.
Awesome.
The Yeeg Whisperer is dead.
Yes.
Yeah. Hope he was giving some important news.
Well, now we'll never know.
Yeah.
Yeeg will never know.
Oh, he didn't get it?
It depends. Like, he whispered some stuff to him. 6 seconds worth of stuff.
Okay.
Who knows?
All right.
Say a lot in 6 seconds.
That's true.
Especially in this game.
Depends how fast you talk, I guess.
Yeah, it takes 22 episodes to get this far, so I don't know about that. So that's enough. That's everything for me.
Okay, cool. Bill, we're back with you.
I'm just going to preemptively apologize to Sig. And then start singing. In the castle, the crumbling castle, the goblins sleep tonight. Hush, my yeek, don't cry, my yeek, you goblins die tonight. Away. I'm going to cast sleep at level 2.
At level 2. Okay.
Oh,
Where are you aiming this?
So just where I had that thing before.
There's a lot of dice.
how many dice?
So I want it to touch that one. And it is going to cut across Sig, but it starts with whoever has the lowest hit points.
Yeah, sure.
And then keeps on going. So I'm guessing Bill kind of knows how the spell works.
Yeah, totally.
So it's like all of that shit out there. And then, so I want to center it here.
Okay. As you sing out, the goblin in front of you with the rapier still lodged into his into his chest drops down onto the ground, dragging that rapier through it as it does, and it kills him on the way down. Like that was not good for him at all. So his eyes kind of close. He drops down and dies. The 3 surrounding Sig all fall asleep as well. I mean, you in sleep. God damn it.
It's a great spell. It's such a great spell.
Yeah. So those 3 are all asleep as well. And you see Yeeg bleeding from the face at the back. He calls out, "This kind of thing never works on," and just drops to the ground fast asleep. You don't have any. Well, there's one. There's no visible enemies awake anymore or alive. The only one that anyone would know about is Loris and whatever's behind that door. Is that your entire move there, Bill?
Yeah, that's my action. What do we decide, like, swapping weapons out was?
Swapping weapons, on one of your turns, you can put away a weapon. And it's like, if you want to exchange weapons, it's a whole action, basically. If you're putting away one and pulling out another.
Okay, I'll, like, grab my belt and just slide my rapier back into it. As everyone seems to be fallen.
Cool. So I'll let people sheath weapons with a bonus action, and they can use their next bonus action to unsheath one as well. But yeah, or if you're doing it all at once, it's a full action.
Okay.
All right. So Loris, we're back at you. You've got that door held, and like I said, you just got that.
Yeah. So
coming from
basically, because I didn't attack anything and didn't take any damage, my rage has subsided, which is pretty perfect given I was having a chill moment in the middle of a battle. So I've kind of just calmed down. Everyone's just going to put everyone to sleep.
Yeah.
So given we're technically not in battle, I'm just going to basically step aside from the door and open it and let the goblin fall through. Because I'm assuming he's pushing against the door. So I just wanted to fall through and let Duran take a shot.
Yeah, and he's going to do it with advantage because it's a bit of a surprise attack for this goblin. Because the goblin's not expecting to fall through. So this arrow just shoots out and knocks straight into this goblin, doing 7 damage, which is enough just to kill it there and there. So it falls through the door, it receives an arrow to the head, and just falls dead onto the ground at Loris's feet.
Loris will just give Duran a bit of a nod.
Yeah, Duran gives you a smile, back, and a big thumbs up. He's like, "Yeah." Cool. So if you want, we can stop turn order right now. If you want to, how long does that?
Comes through the door, or how long they stay asleep for?
Well, you've looked through that door, and you can't. It's pitch black in there, but you can't make out any sort of further shapes in there.
I don't know.
What about me?
Well, you're not near that room. You could go.
But
and
I
have
can
a look.
look into the door from where I am. Yes. I can come forward and look into it if need be.
Yeah, like I said, do we want to be working in initiative order at the moment, or do we just want to have free actions?
Should we
I
just
think-
do initiative for now?
Let's do
Yeah,
initiative
because
for
we're
now.
still technically in battle. So
Okay, cool. Mirakin, your
Okay.
turn.
I'm going to rush up to the door and look into the pitch dark.
Cool.
See what I can see.
Basically, there's nothing but half a dead goblin sort of partway through the doorway, and there's nothing in the room behind him.
Right.
So let's
I can turn around and see all of those sleeping goblins.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to run over to... Oh, I see Sig sleeping on the ground.
Oh, no, Sig's not asleep. It didn't get him.
Oh, it didn't get him.
No, it didn't get him.
Oh, I wanted to wake him up.
Hello.
Excuse you. She's just going to take out her bow and arrow and she's just going to say, I'm not too proud to pick off a sleeping target.
Okay. Are you going to take a shot at one of them?
Yes, I'm going to take out my short bow and aim with advantage at
Now,
the closest goblin.
you've got your 2 scimitars out. If you want to take out your short bow, that's going to be your full action.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about that. Oh,
And we
fun.
found out that ranged attacks are at disadvantage if they're on the
If
ground,
they're prone, yeah.
which I didn't know
Oh.
till recently.
Such rules.
Yeah.
Mm.
I don't know that I'm bloodthirsty enough to actually stab a sleeping goblin.
Mm.
The rage has subsided.
Just take one out from a distance.
yeah, I didn't see that happen.
Yeah, at least there's less guilt if you're not up close and personal.
That's fair. Yeah.
She's just gonna ask Bill how he's doing. What's going on, Bill? Are you all right?
Yeah, we're all right. There's so many goblins.
She reaches out a hand to him and says in Elvish, "Let my words heal you," and casts healing word for disappointing healing damage. Healing, I'm sure. Oh, 6.
This is okay.
That's more than 1. And that's a bonus action. So she's gonna double down and she's gonna say to Sig, she's noticed that he's taken quite a lot of damage and he's got lots of arrows sticking into his shield, and she just turns to him and she says, "Truly, your grace in battle is astounding. Let me help you." And she casts Enhance Ability. And she touches him on the arm and he gains Bear's Endurance, which gives him advantage on Constitution checks, and he gains 2d6 temporary hit points.
Whoa!
Nice. Just a question. How long
Can you
does...
roll that or do I?
you can roll those.
Okay.
How long does your bark skin last? Is that just like a forever thing? Like what's going on?
An
with that?
hour.
Okay, cool. Perfect.
I've given him a measly 4 temporary hit points.
Better than 0 temporary hit points.
It is.
Cool. It's the goblin's turn, and there's just like a cacophony of snoring coming out of that pile of goblins. And it's over to Duran's turn, and he walks over to Loris and the goblin that's dead, and he starts poking around in the goblin's kind of clothing, looking for any kind of gold or anything, and picks up the scimitar and looks at it and compares it to his club that he's got, and just puts the scimitar back on the ground and looks up at Loris, gives him a bit of a shrug, and then heads over towards Billy Goblin to do the same, but that'll be his 6 seconds. Sig. How's Sig doing?
Sig nods a quick appreciation back to American as he feels life force flow into him, and steps forward and drives his hammer down into the skull of the closest goblin.
You've got 3 that are all basically the same distance, and they're all looking pretty much the same health. So you take your pick and roll the dice.
I'll hit the one where I can only just see his nose.
Okay, cool. Yeah, he's the one that you missed before, so he's got it coming.
Who? A 19.
It is a
since it's
19.
Advantage.
And it's a crit as well, since he's unconscious in front of you. But we won't need to roll that. A 7 by itself is more than enough. You bring that down on the nose, just the part of the face that you can see, and just crush in the front of his head, spilling his brains onto the rubble in front of him. That goblin is dead.
And as a bonus action, Sig will just shout, "Strike now while the advantage is ours."
Yeah. Okay, cool. What I might do for Sig on this one is I'm going to just give you another free turn on a goblin next to it. You've got like your worst enemies in front of you here. You critted the shit out of that one, so feel free to give me another attack on one of the other remaining ones on the ground in front of you.
Nice. Sig will spin his hammer unnecessarily and then stab it down into the goblin next to him.
Cool. Give us another roll with advantage.
Paltry 9. Damn these 9s.
And that showboating was enough to just put the weight of the hammer off as you bring it down next to the goblin. All right, Baron, it is your go.
I'm gonna take Sig's advice here and make the most of these sleeping goblins. I'm gonna sneak past, like, they're all sleeping, tiptoe past Gil here. And
there's actually what you don't see. There's actually a part of a wall between.
Oh, there
where
is.
Sig is, and where
Covered
you're
by a
trying to go.
goblin.
You can go around it, but I will need to get like probably a dexterity roll
I'm
for
great
you
at that.
to see how well you tiptoe past these sleeping
Okay.
goblins.
Well, the other option is, if it's that gross, is he 10 feet away from me?
Yes, yeah.
He is? Okay. Well, then I'll cast Poison Spray. I project a puff of noxious gas from my palm, and he has to make a Constitution saving throw of 14.
I don't know if a sleeping goblin can do any ability checks, can they?
Maybe not. It's up to you.
I'm just going to say there's nothing it can really do. It's not
All right.
going to
It just has to breathe it in. Okay.
Yeah. It's fast asleep. It just breathes it in.
Great. Then it
Just
does
as
a
he takes a big
D12.
inhale during his snore, like.
Yeah, it just flows in.
Oh my god!
What was the damage?
I did one damage out of 12.
No, the poison spray flows into its nostrils, and its eyes just like snap open, and it's like,
Oh my god!
Smells like home, boys.
And this goblin is now wide awake.
I'm gonna put my powder back in my pocket and just sigh. Sorry, Sig.
Yeah. All right, we're back with Bill.
I guess just do what I was planning to do. I'm just gonna move down to where the goblin is, having sheathed my rapier. I pull out my dagger, and kind of as I guess he like wakes up.
Yeah.
I was gonna get ready to kind of drag the blade across his throat while he was lying down.
Oh damn.
But as he wakes up, I like hasten my attack, seeing that he's obviously doing better than I was hoping he'd be doing by the time I got there. But I'm still just gonna try to like drag my dagger across him.
Yeah. Give us a roll.
Oh, sorry, I rolled with advantage because
he's prone, so you totally get that advantage. He's still lying on the ground, yeah. And with a roll of 16, that is enough to carve a decent slice across him. And with a roll of 5 for damage, it's enough to open his throat completely. And he clutches at his throat and coughs and splutters, and he can't get any words out before dying onto the ground in front of, where he was already laying. that was lucky. That was really lucky. Any bonus action?
I'm just gonna step forward. I can't seem to put myself on top of that one, but I'm just gonna step forward to where he was. Oh yeah, there we go. And then I'm just gonna motion back to Baron, like. I'm hunting goblins.
Nice. Nice. Okay, and we're back with Loris.
Obviously, just assuming I can't see into this room at the moment, right? Because it's pitch black.
Yeah, but Americans let you know that there was nothing in there.
Yeah, there's nothing in there. Does it look like it goes any further, or does it actually look like it's a concrete wall across where the goblin is?
We'll say that American's given you the full lowdown of what that room is. It's a completely empty room with no exits.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's dull.
Yes, I did that. Yes, now I remember saying that.
Thanks for the heads up. So basically, by my measurements, all the goblins are like 30 plus feet away from me, and given I'd have to go around or through people, there's very little point to me actually sort of charging along. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to come around the corner, see Darren investigating Billy's body remains, and I think I can get to about there. I wouldn't mind sort of just because there's a door there, right?
Yeah, there is a door between
just there
at the head of the dead Billy Goblin.
Yeah.
A bit of rubble is built up, and it looks like the door does open inwards. So it might take a little bit to get through that. A bit of time to clear some stuff away to get through that door.
All right. So once Darren finishes rummaging around Billy's body, I'll get ready and I'll kick the door in because I plan on entering that room.
Okay.
So I'll let him finish doing what he's doing.
Okay, cool.
And I'll wait and see what everyone else is doing, and I'll give them a bit of a call because then we'll head in there.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. Okay. That sounds good. Are you readying that kick for as soon as Duran's out of the way, or are you just going to wait for your next turn?
No, I'll wait for my next turn because then
cool.
everyone else can kind of finish tidying up the goblins.
Yeah. Cool. American.
She's seen Bill deftly pull off a silent but deadly kill. And she thinks, I can do it too. I can do that.
Silent but violent.
That's our American.
I'm already inspired by the violence around her. Plus the fact that it would take me a whole action to take my bow out, and I don't have time for that.
She's just like an empath. Like whatever is happening around her, she just immediately.
It's rough, eh? It's crazy.
That actually,
soaks up
that
the
actually
rage
fits.
or the killing, or
It fits into the Eladrin mythology.
It
Actually,
does.
they're very chaotic creatures that change moods in instants. So I'm just going to say that, yeah, I'm into it. So she's going to try and creep forward towards the nearest goblin, and she's going to stealthily pull out her two scimitars and try to emulate Bill's skillful movements.
Yeah.
She tries to draw both of them across his throat.
Yes.
an
Sig
instant.
will have to let American through. Maybe stepping to the side to let American through, if that's cool.
He blocks her path.
There we go. So move you into position. So you've just got one lying sort of at your feet as well. It's the only what you can tell, other than maybe, well, as far as you know, so you can just see this one snoring goblin at your feet right now.
So,
that is
I've
a
rolled
crit.
2 times with advantage, and I'm going to re-roll that 12 just because I can.
Yeah, I mean,
Because of my elven accuracy.
I mean, I'll let you, but you're gonna have to describe in detail what happens to this goblin. Oh my god!
Oh,
How
this
many
is my
crit
session.
successes?
Is that your 40th crit tonight?
Wow. These scimitars, I'm just like,
It's all about the 4, right?
So
I'm going to do what Sig does and just go,
You do 23 damage to this sleeping goblin. What does 23 damage look like to a goblin that has 6 health points?
She creeps up stealthily, standing with
On the
foot
sleeping
either
goblin.
side of his chest and leans down with her scimitars crossed, and puts them underneath his neck, both crossed across each other. And they're just one swift strike just slashes them both across and whips his head off in an instant.
Oh wow, you
Damn.
are one gruesome lady.
What what you
Kill
and Bill
him.
can see with your dark vision as you sort of have made your way up this pile of dead goblin bodies and rubble is that the western portion of this hall sort of ends. Oh, this is where you're standing at the moment, ends in rubble, but the remainder is still intact. It must have once been the castle's banquet hall. It's a 25-foot high ceiling. It's massive compared to the rooms that you've seen so far. Large wooden tables with plain benches in the middle of the room, and a brass brazier full of glowing coals is tucked into one corner. Dirty dishes, half full stew pots, mouldy heels of bread, and gnawed bones cover the tables. It looks like you've found the banquet hall, which might sort of detail why Yeeg was wearing this apron, this chef's apron.
Oh, I've got one more thing.
Mm-hmm.
She stands back up, looks at her shoulders, and she says, "Now is the time, my children.
Oh no!
Attack!" And she sicks them on the sleeping Yeeg.
All right.
Oh!
Cool. So they scurry out and run towards the last remaining snoring goblin, and sink their teeth into him. Give us a roll for both, please. Two rolls.
This is the point where I'm trying to figure out how much they have. I think they're plus. Are they plus 3 attack or plus 4?
You can just click the bite on their character sheet, I think.
I'm gonna do that.
You should be able to.
If only I'd known.
There we go. That's the first bite.
And they get advantage, right? So that's
They
one
both-
bite with advantage, and that's another bite with advantage.
Wait, you've rolled like 4 times.
Because I rolled twice.
Yeah,
for
but they
advantage,
they already roll with advantage. So we'll take the first 2.
Oh, I see. They already did that.
Yeah. So you get
Never
a 13
mind.
and a 6, and neither are enough to penetrate the fat on this fat little goblin.
And she hisses, "Return to me, my children."
And they quickly scurry back, doing 0 damage and not really doing much this time. That's just this time. I like the move though. It was a very good move. It is the goblin's turn, and Yeeg didn't notice anything. Duran has finished looking through Billy Goblin's belongings and just tosses a small health potion up towards Loris, and steps and takes a step back away just to look out and see what's going on. And it sort of sees that everyone else is in a state of calm, and just kind of, and that's it. He's just taking it all in at the moment. Sig.
Sig stomps forward through the muck and dead goblin bodies above Yeeg's head, and then readies his hammer and drops to one knee and brings his hammer down upon his throat.
Cool. Roll with advantage.
For 20.
Perfect, and 5 damage was all you needed to bring Yeeg's snoring to an end. You're standing on top of one of Sig's wet dreams, just a pile of dead, bleeding, what used to be goblins. He is in heaven for what has happened.
Awesome.
I'm just going to reveal a little bit extra for the dark visioned people that we've got. Here we go, just a little bit more of that room. Actually, I'll just uncover the whole thing. Why not? Let's just do that.
2 more beds.
Oh shit!
That was the big reveal of the night. So you can see that the southwest tower of the castle is a little more than a heap of rubble. There's several ragged bedrolls scattered across the remaining floor space, and a small twisting passage just into where you currently are, really. So there's not much going in there. Everything's been emptied. There's blood and bone and guts, and we have officially ended that combat. Which is a great time to take a 5-minute break, I reckon. Yeah. we can all replenish our water. Yeah, is that good?
American can just calm down for a bit. Calm down.
It's just such a roller coaster of emotions being an Eladrin elf.
Oh, fair enough.
Yeah.
I also just wanted to say big thank you to La Chesty for giving us another raid or a hosting there, which I didn't say at the time, but thank you so much. We love having you here every Monday and sharing the stream with some of your viewers as well. Man, we've had a good.
Back in a second.
Okay, cool. We've got XCat Darkness back as well. It's been quite a while since we've had XCat watching.
Hello.
Oh, Baron, you were muted. Were you trying to?
I wasn't saying anything interesting, but I was saying hi.
Okay, good. And I haven't seen Furry Blue. He hasn't said anything.
He's been chatting, but he's actually in the room, or he's logged on watching.
Oh, is he?
So you can click on the users in the chat above the actual chat. You can click on the users, and he's officially in the VIP section.
Right.
So
the VIP section.
The VIP, because he's one of our VIP, since he's one of our since he's one of our regular Discord users, I've chucked him as a nice VIP status. We've also got Hunster here as well, who's here with us every week. Thank you so much for the ongoing support, Hunster. And Big Jared27 says that we're all cool. And that's what my mum says. My mum says that, so it must be true. So I just want to sort of repeat what I was saying at the start of the stream. We've got a couple of giveaways since this is our 1-year streamiversary, is what I like to call it. We're going to have 2 giveaways. One for all subs and all followers. So if you're not following us, at least give us a follow. So in 2 weeks' time, if you're in our follow list, you'll be going on the draw to win one of our Getting Dicey t-shirts. If you subscribe to us, or if you are a subscriber to us in 2 weeks' time, you'll go in the draw to win a sweet-ass set of dice. I'm still sorting out what dice we're going to be using, but trust me, I'm not going to hand out garbage. What? Do you see how much
hand out garbage?
Get out of here with the garbage. No, so if you want a sweet-ass set of dice, give us a sub anytime between now and 2 weeks' time. Its pants can be around with my volume. Damn it. This happens. Someone was saying my audio is really bad.
Has it gone up or down?
They're saying it's gone down, but that's not out of line with Windows being turd when it comes to audio properties.
Hey, don't talk like that about Windows.
That's probably a lot better. That's probably a lot better.
Okay, good.
Sorry
for whispering that.
So yeah, if you want to get some sweet dice, subscribe. Be in our subscribers list in 2 weeks' time. If you, it'll have like a D4, a D6, a D8, 2 D10s, a D12, a D20. It'll have the whole thing. It might not have like one of the massive D100s because those are ridiculous.
Wow.
You'll probably get 2 D10s. And if you hate dice, maybe you don't like dice, maybe you just want a shirt, make sure you're on our follower list or sub list in 2 weeks' time, within any time between now and 2 weeks' time.
Am I eligible?
No, because you're not following us or subbed, Shannon.
Fuck. But if I did, if I followed, would I get in there?
I'd probably remove you if you came.
Typical. I've got a D30.
Oh, what?
Imagine doing the draw and being like, and the winner is one of us. Awesome.
I won the shirt and Joe won the dice. Yay!
It probably would be a numbers game. We probably would be likely to win.
Yeah, with all the D20s that crit successes Joe's been rolling.
Man.
Anyway, stop. Jackalope has subscribed. She's going to be one of the few in the draw for the epic dice that I find and buy. And there's one set that I really want to give away, and everyone else was like, "Are you crazy? That's like a lot of money." And I'm like, "Yeah, but come on, these guys are worth it." And we got Hunster subscribing as well.
Call
Thank
us
you
out.
so much.
Oh, right.
No, to be fair though, they were very expensive dice that I was looking at, but thematically they looked like they would be getting dicey dice.
But then again, investing in our beautiful subscribers, I can't argue with that.
It's hard to argue against. But
I would want to win the sweet, delicious, actual precious gem dice if I was.
The ones
that's why I'd subscribe.
The ones I was looking at were made out of actual precious gem, which is pretty cool. And what
were they made of? Not gem, but like
gemstone
actual rock,
some kind of stone of some sort,
like granite or something.
Plastic.
Obsidian.
Plastic. Recycled milk bottles.
You'd be like,
And see, Hatster has also.
Yes, we gave him a shout out. He's used this. See, that's the easiest way to subscribe to us. Really, is use your Twitch Prime status. It doesn't cost you anything. You get a free subscription when signing up for Twitch Prime that you can give to anybody. So you just give that to us because you might win some dice. Big Jared 27 is asking if we're doing D&D 5th edition. We are. We are. This is I've only ever played 5th edition. I think. Have any of you guys played anything other than 5th edition?
A long time ago.
Yeah.
Shannon has, right?
Yeah, I think Shannon.
Shannon played 1st and 2nd, and then skipped 3rd and 4th, and then played 5th.
Yeah.
So I started playing when he DM'd a campaign for us using the beta for 5th edition.
Oh, wow.
So the beta ran for like 2 years or something.
Whoa, okay. That's crazy. Do you reckon they'll do the same when 6th edition eventually arrives?
I don't know if they need to. Like, I think it was quite interesting because rules would change. So like your character would completely change based on the feedback that people had been giving, and make the character better or worse. So if a character was like OP, then they changed it completely. But I think Shannon did a good job of being like, hey, you get to like make all your choices again.
Yeah,
like,
gotcha.
Make it make sense, but
by the way, we do have Furry Blue Elf that's just announced that he's there. So we're gonna say a massive. We've got a birthday present for you, Furry. John, do you want to give?
I just know how much Furry loves my singing. So I was gonna sing "Happy Birthday, Furry Blue Elf."
But now you've been put on the spot.
Notoriously, "Happy Birthday" is the hardest song to sing in the world.
Yeah, you got to give it flourishes and stuff to really make it.
You got to sing it like Marilyn Monroe.
Yeah.
Do you guys want to join in?
Yeah, I don't. There's
I'll join
nothing
in.
I hate more than
Sugar's
singing Happy
keen.
Birthday.
Birthdays are to be respected.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday to you.
Happy birthday.
Third Blue Elf.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday to you.
Oh God, no!
I bet he's cringing so hard right now.
Happy birthday, Furry Blue. Thanks for showing up every week and supporting us, at least emotionally, by a subscription. For you.
Oh, you should have had that song on, that really annoying song on cue. That's like, "Happy birthday to you."
And he said, "Oh, should I have had my headset on?"
Everyone else's ears rip.
Yeah, I'm really sorry. I feel bad for everyone except Furry Blue Elf. Come join our Discord as well. So there's a little link underneath the stream where we talk about pretty much what goes on here, plus whatever you're doing in D&D, and pretty much anything else. So definitely come say hi. We always have some new people popping in and chatting. So be one of them. Be one of them because it's awesome. What else is going on? We've got the next episode of the podcast. So podcast format, episode 13 will be dropping in a few hours tonight, which is pretty cool. What happens in episode 13? I don't remember. What happened in that one? I think that was the one where you may have... Oh no, someone clipped it. I have to delete that off the internet. I have to delete that straight off the internet. But I'm not going to spoil what happened in episode 13 if you're catching up via podcast. Is everyone refreshed? How was your ice cream there, Sig? Was it good?
Whoa.
What?
Are you just holding like ice cold ice cream in your mouth like that?
You were like, it's time to go, so it's sweet.
Something about it doesn't melt, or like, I missed most of that.
Yeah.
I've got constitution advantage.
Right, of course.
Constitution.
Nice. You're welcome.
That is disgusting.
Translate
American.
constitution advantage
Yeah,
thanks
right.
to
Right.
Bear's endurance, which translates to ice cream now.
Yeah. I got a question for
is-
the players. What did you guys think of that? Just was that too big of a?
Oh, it was
Of
so
a-
much fun.
I figured you're going
was-
into a castle, right? It had to be a relatively big fight.
It's got to be a whole horde of goblins in a castle. That makes sense.
Right. Right. Well,
Got to improve Gundren.
well, yeah. You guys are here to look for Gundren.
Yeah.
Are you guys ready to go back?
Yeah, let's get
Back
some more.
to Cragmore Castle. What's something? That's just embarrassing for everyone. Sorry. Okay.
Oh, I like that.
Okay.
Yeah. Do the whole game like that.
Yes.
That would
No.
be cool, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
I
the
would
like
like
you
it.
want that to be the DM's voice. So I don't have a DM's voice. I've just got my voice. I think next
I thought you were
campaign-
putting that on.
this is my real voice.
Good.
You've got a great voice though for
Mm.
like all this kind of stuff.
I could
Like
put
you
on like my
on the podcast, I'm like that guy, like
Yeah.
such an air of authority.
I can start putting on my my radio voice saying, all right guys, we've come back to Cragmore Castle.
No.
The
Yes.
adventurers have delved deep into Cragmore Castle.
That would be great for the podcast.
It's a little bit too sensational, though. I prefer the real.
Fucking hell. Me too.
Okay. All right. So, where are we guys? You've killed everything at the moment that you've seen.
Can we just say that we looted everything, or do you want us to like go around?
Okay. Well,
Did Billy have anything good on him?
yeah, Duran threw a health potion up to Loris that he found on Billy. So yeah, I'll say that you guys have rummaged through all of these dead goblin bodies, and they've just got nothing. They've not got nothing worth. They've got their weapons on them, and that's it. You're in their home, so you can only assume that maybe their belongings are tucked away somewhere within the castle.
Can I
They
just
shelved them.
Well, I mean, they don't need all of their stuff on them when they're at home, right? I mean, maybe
And then-
one guy's got like a smartphone in his pocket or something. I don't know.
Oh,
But,
yeah.
Can I just ask what armor the
Keys to his
bugbears are wearing?
Sure. Well, no, the hobgoblins.
Hobgoblins. That's the one.
Yeah, so they've got chainmail.
Okay.
Yeah, they've all got chainmail. And the
Hey,
goblins
Reagan.
are all wearing just leather armor. Yes, Dave.
Birthday boy has asked if you can do it in a French accent.
Uh,
I feel like the next hour should be done in a French accent just for him.
there's no way that I'm putting this episode out into podcast format randomly. We're halfway through. I've got a bad French accent. Just like with nothing for the people who are listening. They're like, what the fuck is it? No.
Someone had to skip 30 seconds, but and you're like, I need wine for my children.
Yeah. Oh, you have come across the beautiful goblins. No. All right. For some reason, they're beautiful when I'm French. All right.
Yeah. Everything's
It's a
beautiful.
romantic
It's a
language.
romantic language.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, you've found nothing on all the hobgoblins and goblins. Nothing of value.
I wasn't searching them, by the way, because it's
Okay.
disgusting.
Yeah. No.
I'm just looking around and I start saying, "We've got to find Gundren
Yeah.
Good point.
for that good old boy Sildar. Let's go."
Is everyone okay health wise?
I'm good.
Yeah.
Looking at
I am lightly injured, but I'll be okay.
All right.
Let us press forward.
So it's despite what the map shows, it is very dark. Loris, you've got a bit of light coming in from the broken doors to the east. Bill and Mirakin and Sig have the light coming in from the crumbled wall in front of them. You can all sort of see the area that you're in right now, but it does get dark for Sig in this banquet hall. There is still a torch lying near the dead bodies that had been lit and thrown by Sig earlier. There is a door to the north. There's a door in front of Loris. and there's a door at the American and Bill can see a door at the end of this banquet hall.
And he's gonna call out to the rest of the party and just say, "Psst, Baron, Darren, Laros."
Yes.
If they can see me, I'll wave them over.
Yeah, cool. Yep.
Baron and Darren.
Baron and Deza.
Darren and Laren.
Essa.
As Duran
Larry,
moves towards
Larry.
us,
Sorry,
Sig
Sig.
will motion to him to pick up his torch and give it to Sig.
Yep, sure. So he's picked up the torch on his way because that's fine. And he passes it. He sort of moves past everybody, squeezes past, and hands Sig the torch.
And Sig checks to see if Darren is okay.
Yeah, Darren's all right. He's
I
he's good.
feel like we've transitioned from calling him Duran to Darren all of a sudden.
It's like
So that's
Sildar
fun.
and Dildar and Harbor and Hard on. It's just there comes a point where you just give up and you're like, his name's Darren, I guess.
There is Deza.
Yeah. No, Darren is looking pretty good.
There's a. You're right.
Sig will take the torch from Darren,
Oh.
hold it, and use its light to
Oh, wow.
find his way through the castle.
Okay.
I'm going to mumble some healing words over myself as we walk.
All right. So where are you guys all heading? You heading through the?
So I just wanted to get everybody into one spot and then just say, "Oh, geez, that was worse than I hoped. Is everyone okay?"
I will be in a moment.
I'm going to light a cigarette and nod.
Nice.
And I'm just gonna say, maybe we should coordinate what we're doing while we're in here. As you can see, this mound of bodies has taken a bit of a toll on all of us.
Wise words, Mr. Bill. And Sig will open up a pouch and reveal some stale good berries.
Oh,
Oh,
I
yeah.
do have some delicious cheese. I don't think those berries will do anything, but this cheese ought to help.
Yeah. Do you remember how
Yes,
many?
please.
Cheese snack, cheese snack.
Do you remember how much cheese you squirted out of that ring earlier?
I don't like that phrasing. And as everyone gathers around, they notice the pungent aroma from American.
Yeah.
But she does have some good cheese, which is nine pieces of cheese to share around whoever may need it.
Do you have any crackers?
I have yet to find a cracker ring, but I'm sure I will eventually.
It's all right. I'm on the
Very
low.
rare.
Can I have 3 bits of cheese?
Yes, please.
Sig will take
Who else
2.
wants some?
Thank you, American. That's plus 2 health, right?
Yes, I have 4 left.
I don't need any.
You're all now that you're actually quite close to American. You guys can smell just this absolute stench coming on there as well. Wait, sorry, what was that, Bill?
Is it plus 2 per piece, or is it plus
1 per piece. Yeah,
They're like good berries, I think.
yeah, it's like good berries. And what were you saying? Sorry, Loris.
I was just going to say that American's battle aroma is quite terrifying.
Someone squirted cheese out of their ring recently. I know the feeling. It's happened to me. I've done it.
Yeah, we've all done it. We've all done it.
He's just hoping the
No,
scent
just
of
me
blood
and
covers
American
the
about.
absolute stench.
I ain't touching that ring. No.
It takes a brave soul to use the cheese ring. You know, I give you a knowing nod of appreciation. I won't ostracize you.
She just turns bright red and says nothing.
Is that your summer pose? Or...
to move the plot forward.
Okay.
Sig steps away from the smell into the banquet hall and searches.
Yeah, as I mentioned earlier, so you might not have seen this, Sig, but there's really just a bunch of dirty dishes and half-filled stew pots and moldy bread and gnawed bones and stuff like that, broken plates, things like that. It looks like maybe the goblins were eating in here when you guys came in. Bill.
I'm just gonna suggest that we SEAL Team 6 this shit, where half of us are on this side of the door, half of us are on that side of the door. We've got like Duran the Archer over here, and we just kick that shit in and break it down.
Very wise
It's
words.
SEAL.
SEAL Team 6.
What's
What
that?
magic is
It's
this?
like Harper's Team 5.
I'll join alongside Duran with the bow and arrow.
All right, where did you want Duran?
Mid-range.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah, in the middle
just
of the
with
room.
this bow train on the door.
Okay.
I've got a SEAL Team 6 factoid.
Okay, please.
They're not real seals.
They're real.
As a druid, I'm very sure.
I like to think they are seals, but there's 7 of them.
No, they said Team 6, but they were the first team, and it was to make enemy combatants think that there were more of their teams.
Oh, nice.
My SEAL Team 6 factoid.
All right. And we'll be coming at you with further SEAL Team 6 facts after this message from our sponsors.
Wait,
What?
as we're walking over, I ask Bill, what do you think our team is called?
Oh, I haven't given this enough thought.
You obviously have given this a lot of thought.
Not enough to name us right now.
Oh, okay.
I can come back.
Okay, Walrus team.
I don't have a witty like name.
We could have
Do you have one?
We can come back. I said Walrus team 6, but
That's pretty good.
it is pretty good. We've got
Although
Tusk.
there's only 5 of us, which makes it more confusing. But
Hey,
that could be a good thing.
Duran just like drops his head in sadness that you've completely forgotten about him. He's
Now
just
he
like-
knows what it feels
like-
like to not be in the Cool Kids Club.
Oh, okay. I guess I'll just stand here with my bow trained somewhere else then, I guess.
She just looks at him and she's like, "This is what it feels like to be excluded from a club right in front of you. Now you
Only
know."
one patch.
That's a good callback.
Mm.
Oh, American's bitter about that. Okay.
Stig walks over to American and pulls the patch out of his sweaty armor and hands it to her. Welcome aboard, American. Our numbers have doubled in skill since you arrived.
It's not very well.
All right. So what are we doing here?
Well, I've gone outside only because I don't have a torch. I can't really see.
Okay. It is nighttime as well. Remember, so it's quite dark outside. You've got
It
some
was moonlit.
You've got a bit of moonlight.
I'll lead him. I'll lead him.
Okay. So you've got your dark
Okay.
vision at the front.
I'll hold your cape.
All right.
No.
So
Hold on to
you
my
guys
cape.
will be able to hear each other through the arrow slit in the wall leading into the banquet, the little window area. So if you want to time this epic moment, by all means.
Kick the doors in on
Sig,
3 or
That side, and you don't want to be the frontline fighter on our side.
You just got two. You got a bard.
This is the strong
I'm just
side.
assuming we organised ourselves, so it wasn't like
No? Okay, so we've got Loris at the
Sig is-
door, Sig standing on a table.
Yeah. I consider
Stig
Bill
is
to be a
leaning
tough
over
guy.
the table to give American the patch. He turns around to see Mr. Loris has up the queue. He nods and fits in behind him.
All right. So you've got.
I am a tough guy. All right, just
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
can
it's tough about the message, but it's still good.
Head walrus. Let's go.
Mr. Loris, if you kick open the door, I'll throw in my torch, and then we can go and murder everything inside. What do you
I
say?
actually have a thing for this.
Oh god.
What do you mean?
I'm going to use my new cantrip.
Oh.
Message.
Oh, nice. What I will just say. But before,
3,
2, 1 to Loris.
Okay, cool.
Oh,
So,
that's cool.
so on 1, you both go to it's like silently open the door, kick open the door. What are you guys doing?
I don't silently open doors. I kick them down.
No, we're kicking the shit out of it. But I think there's a little bit of confusion whether we're going on 1 or on
or after 1.
Yeah.
So I think I go 3, 2, 1, and then maybe Loris is like, wait,
Wait, what?
on 1? Yeah, on 1. 3, 2, 1, and I kick the door.
Cool. I'll get a strength check from you, Bill. But Loris, you just boot the shit out of this door. It's just like it wasn't even closed like that fully. It was just kind of a little ajar. It was fine. Bill, however, just kicks this door, and it's a big iron door. And he just boots it, and it goes nowhere. He reaches forward and grabs the handle and jiggles the handle to the door,
like a toilet.
And he turns to the Baron and goes, "Oh, it's locked. I think it's locked." But
I just make like a motion like SEAL Team 6, like, and then start running towards where the rest of the team was.
Yeah, with the light from Sig's torch, you can see a little bit into that area.
I'm gonna knock on the door.
It has made a bit of a noise, and you hear this kind of sound from further into the castle, just like this.
Whoa.
That wasn't good.
There's Gundren.
Gundren?
That's what they sound like. I'm going to knock on the door.
Loris, you can hear some knocking coming from your right, from this big iron door to your right.
So can I see a key or anything obvious that would suggest that it was unlockable, or
it's just like a turn lock. You can just unlock it from the inside.
I was going to reach and unlock it and open the door. Kind of give Baron a bit of a look, as like, what? You didn't think this through?
Hello.
So yeah.
Do you mind if I don't take my shoes off?
Come on in. You're good.
Thank you.
I'm just going to message directly into Loris's brain, like, maybe I should have tried the door before I tried to kick it.
How's the foot?
Yeah.
Yeah. So everybody heard that noise. I don't just describe it as a noise, I guess, coming from deeper within.
It's because it was such a strong kick. That's why.
Yeah. Bill, you can see a little further. What was that? What was that?
Door down.
A trans-dimensional rift has opened up behind Bill. What?
I missed it.
His green screen fell down.
He's kicked the wrong door down. Yeah. Dimensional door.
Oh my god.
I can just hear glass breaking.
Yeah. It's really good Foley.
Oh dear.
I knew that was going to be anticlimactic after we set up that whole door strategy. I was like, this is going to go well.
I don't know what you guys were expecting behind like a double door thing, but I don't know. There's like Bill.
Always be prepared.
Now that Bill can see past the Baron, he can just see a bunch more rubble. It looks to be some sort of a curtain hanging from the ceiling at some point further past, but there's just a lot of rubble further down in front of you guys to the north.
Mr. Loris, let us proceed. We must find Gundren.
Sig's got a torch, yeah? So I'm going to grab one of my torches, because I have several, and so I can add to the light that we've got here as well.
Duran leaves his position and sort of comes up behind Sig.
Duran, did we tell you to leave?
Whoa!
You're up, Mr. Loris.
I don't trust.
I'll look after him.
I guess not. And he makes his way back to the middle of the banquet hall.
Sig retreats back to Mr. Duran. Never mind the big one. He has his uses. Follow me.
Okay, cool. All right. Okay, okay, Sig. Thank you.
Yeah, sorry, I couldn't resist. So yeah, I'm just gonna stride into the room because I'm not particularly worried about anything. I want to see what I can see.
Yeah. All right. So let's reveal this kind of area here. There's like directly in front of you is just this curtain that's hanging from the ceiling in this area, and there's rubble each side of it. Murican, behind you, as you move into that area, you can see a bit of a wall that has crumbled down. Let's see what you can see in here, because it's pretty great. It's pretty great what you can see in here. What you can see.
Oh no!
Past this wall. Now you're the only one at the moment that can really see this with your dark vision, but you can just see this hulking mass of a creature. It is enormous in size. That is just screaming and knocking into the walls and pawing and scratching at things. And it sees you after hearing that noise and just bolts towards you, clawing at this rubble, just letting out a... It can't seem to reach you where you are, but it is definitely trying.
What does it look like other than a hulking mass? Can I see anything more now that it's lunged at me?
Yeah, it's got the body of a giant purplish kind of shaded bear, but a face of the most ferocious owl you've ever seen. You've heard tale of the mythical owl bear, but this is the first time you've come face to face with one.
She just starts screaming immediately. There's an owl bear in here! Oh God!
Yeah. Your screaming is kind of dampened by the calls of this owl bear. And Loris, you hear Murican and this noise coming from behind you. Swing around and see the shape of this owl bear and its beak trying to grab little bits of rubble in front of it. Yeah,
it clearly can't fit through the gap.
It can't fit through this gap, no.
So I'm just gonna grab Murican and sort of pull her back from the beaks, just because he's clearly panicking. So I'm just gonna drag her backwards out of the way.
Sig would like to step forward to Murican, and he's gonna holster his hammer, and then pull out a couple of flasks of oil, which he bought from the dude in the middle of Phandelver. Say, Murican, can you help me ignite these on that creature?
Yes. I don't know what good it'll do, but it can't possibly get much angrier.
So we'll unwind the cap and throw 2 flasks of oil at the owlbear.
Give us a dexterity roll. We'll just use dex, I guess. Improvised weapon, is that plus anything? Is that like a
20?
Yeah, nice. We'll use that. So these flasks of oil smash against the owlbear's face, and it lets out another cry for I don't know, anger and pain at the same time as it's got oil in its eyes, and it starts to smashing into the walls in the room that it is in, trying to get further away.
Throw the torch.
Sig throws the torch.
give us another dexterity check. Now this one's going to be a bit hard. I'm going to use this one at disadvantage just because it's.
Oof.
Is it disadvantage? No, maybe not disadvantage. I'd say maybe with an AC like half cover. So that is a miss. You throw in this torch into the room. With this owlbear, and it's just illuminated it more for you, and you see with this under lighting just this insanely ferocious monsters. The muscles on this thing, it is just crazy.
How close did the torch get to it?
It landed like right in the middle of the room.
How close did the torch get to it?
All right, so it's within 5 feet of it.
All right. So as he throws the torch, she she starts moving her hands in a mystical motion, transmuting the flames outwards towards the oiled up bear.
All right. I mean, it
to
is oiled
ignite
up.
the oil.
Yeah. So
That oily old bear thing.
Sorry, I
Bear
drew a
thing.
retarded thing. I don't know how to get rid of it.
There we go.
Thank you.
So the last time we let you do this, we treated it like it was I think it was a bonfire, I believe, which did 1d6 damage. So please give us a d6 roll. Okay, nice.
I've rolled a 5.
Okay, great. This fire scorches a bunch of hair on this thing, and it just charges for for one of the walls. Yeah, and you just hear this smashing of wall and door, and it disappears into the shadows.
Is it
I
on
hope
fire?
that-
What you well it's gone out. It's as you've basically just blown a tuft of a tuft. A billowing of flame across this thing, singeing a bunch of its hair. But
And his eyes?
What? His eyes?
Didn't you say the oil splashed in his eyes?
It doesn't mean
Please
that
blind.
but it had its back to you, like pouring at the walls
Curses!
when the flame went over it. What you do here? +7, 18. You hear some screaming. A lot of screaming, actually.
Is it me?
I
I think it's me as well.
You just hear some screaming. That's all.
So are we hunting owlbear now, team?
We have to
Kill
get
every
it.
threat.
So I feel like we should be turning the turn tracker back on. I think I'm just gonna make sure that all the old ones are removed off this. And I'll get you guys to.
Click your token.
I'll get you guys to
Token.
roll
Thank you
initiative.
for the token.
Sig rolls an 18.14.
Nice. Oh
Bill.
god, I rolled a
13.14.
I rolled a 2.13.
I've rolled a 5.
I've rolled a 19.
Okay, cool. I'm just gonna add. Unfortunately, you'll see something else that's here, but that's okay because it'll be on the turn order. But that's okay. All right, we'll start with Sig here. What's Sig up to? So what you've seen is you've thrown the oil. It's
Oh, I
splashed
don't
against
think
the
I
oil.
got added.
Oh, did you?
But I have clicked myself.
I don't think you clicked. Just
It's highlighted.
all right,
Fucking
let's add you on there. So what did you roll?
19.
You get a 2. No, kidding.
That should be a crit fail.
All right, so actually at the top of the order is the Baron.
Mr. Duran in the order too.
Oh yeah, I better do that. He's actually
Duran.
he's in here as well.
Oh,
He is, and he's rolled pretty well too, so that's great. Oh, what? Did he get not added? I clicked his flipping token.
Oh,
yeah.
Did I?
me.
Did I
It's
though?
just-
Told ya.
Oh, that's weird. What is happening? This is great watching this.
This is really upping the tension for me.
Ooh, what could happen next?
We're all gonna die.
Okay, we'll start at the top of the order with the Baron, who's you've seen. All you've really heard is American screaming and this
Yes.
this horrifying screaming growl from something.
What?
I screamed it was an owlbear though. didn't
Oh,
I?
okay, yeah, you probably would have heard
Oh,
that.
right. Okay, I've heard of owlbears, I think. I've never seen one. I imagine they're as big as dragons, right? Like a loaf of bread. So,
About chicken
Roughly
size.
chicken sized.
right.
Indeed.
Bread basket. I'm going to run up to Darren. So Darren, what the? Did you see it?
No, I've just been standing here in this hallway. So I saw Sig throwing something. I saw a flash of light. That's all I've really seen from where I am.
Oh my God. Okay, hold my cigarette.
And
I'm gonna walk.
Duran takes the cigarette from you and just draws in from the end.
Okay, I give him a little nod, and I walk past him up to Loros, and then look to the right.
All right.
I see anything?
What you see in front of you, off to the east of this building, is just rubble around a pillar. You can see a door up against the far wall, and you can see that there's a bit of the wall that has crumbled away as well. It gets very dark behind there. There's a faint glow, and you can just see just this shadow silhouette within darkness. So it's already dark, but you can just see this hulking shadow within that darkness.
Oh, it's close by.
It's
in this darkness over here.
Yeah.
Okay. And does it smell bad, like burnt?
You can smell burnt fur for sure. There's that smell in the air.
Can I fit into this gap here? This up against this wall?
Sure, yeah. I'll allow it. Yep. It's almost perfectly barren shaped.
Fantastic. And I'm just going to poke my head around. If I can see the creature, I will attempt to attack it.
You can see a shadow of a creature. Like, you can see a silhouette that by all means you can launch an attack at. From where you are, from where it is, it'll be in 3/4 cover.
3/4? Oh my God.
Look how it's a tiny little gap.
Yeah, that's fine. It's fine.
It's a tiny little gap. I would give you half cover if you moved away moved well away from that wall where you're at. If you moved to the north.
No way. Are you crazy? Okay, I'm going to cast Toll the Dead.
Oh man! All right.
Oh. Dong. And has to make a Wisdom saving throw of 14.
How does that work with?
That's up to you. That's what I was wondering.
Because normally 3/4 cover would increase their AC by 5.
But it's a spell, I guess.
Well played, Mr. Barrett.
I know.
Yeah, I'll give him advantage on this roll.
Okay.
So what is it? A Wisdom saving?
Yep, 14.
Yeah, first roll he got a 20, so that's like not a nat 20, but total 20.
Okay.
Yeah. So
what did he roll then?
He rolled a 19. He's only a little wise.
+1.
Yeah.
Shannon's like metagaming, like plus one on that. Keep that in mind. Write that down on it. Yeah.
I shouldn't have told you. Damn it, my honesty.
Okay, I'm going to say he's not very wise, guys. Okay, that's been my turn.
Baron doesn't know this. The Baron has no idea.
It's a joke.
God damn it. I'll take away any inspiration points you get. All right. Sig, now it's your turn. You've thrown the torch into the middle of the room. You've thrown after having splashed it with 2 canisters of oil. So you know it's pretty well partial. Like this front half of it is pretty well drenched in this oil. And you've seen Murican throw some of this flame up over its back, and it's charged off to the north. And you've heard things being broken. And
Right.
and don't forget the screaming. You definitely heard some screaming.
Sigum walks past Mr. Loris and holsters his hammer, pulls out another torch from his pack and lights it upon Loris's. And when he gets to about here, he throws another torch in the direction of the owlbear.
Where are you wanting it to land?
In the owlbear's nostrils.
You can't really. Again, you can just see a little hint of an owlbear around it. So I'll give you a dexterity throw, but it will be with half cover for the owlbear.
A paltry 6.
Okay, cool. So that lands right at the front foot of this owlbear, and it just sends flame up its side. Can you give me a roll of a d6, please?
Indeed. Do I get to see what's up there now? with all the fiery fires.
One moment. I'll show that. All right, so that's
A
one.
1.
Okay, that's.
Sig is on fire. Oh no, he's not on fire tonight.
I will. Let's reveal that whole room. Actually, I'd say that has lit up that room for you. There we go. Although let's just say you guys haven't seen the hobgoblins because of the wall that's in the way, but it's lit up. So there is, yeah. Anything else there, Sig?
Sig will motion back to Duran for him to move forward.
All right, it's Duran's turn, and he steps through, not really knowing what's going on. He passes by everybody, walks up to Sig, and just takes a look off to the right and sees just the hulking shape of this owlbear. And he looks over at Sig and he's like, why, what are we doing? Why aren't we running? Why aren't we running? And he is freaking out right now. And he starts taking some steps back. Ooh, sorry, I don't want to move.
He was moving me. He's obviously trying to ingratiate himself with Loris.
And he's moving himself away. He is panicked. And that's how he spends his turn, panicking.
Is he in a frightened state?
He is afeared.
Disadvantage.
Yes, I will say that he is in a frightened state. Bill.
Seeing Daran/Daryl
What?
move his way back, I just go, harden the fuck up, mate.
Brilliant.
And I stand where the curtain is.
Mm.
And I reach up and I just rip it down like that, like down as you rip down like each individual hook on something that's like clanked up. Do you want me to roll for that, or can I just rip it down?
No, you can just tear that. You can just grab and rip it down.
Um,
As you do so, it falls beautifully to the ground, revealing a stunning-looking Sig standing behind this curtain.
so I'm still holding it.
Oh, right. I thought you were pulling it down.
Yeah, I'm pulling it down towards me.
Oh, right.
And then in one fluid motion, what I would like to do, if Sig is amenable, is step forward to where Sig is and exchange places with him. Not through force, but through like just
poetry of movement.
Yeah, just poetry of movement.
Contemporary dance.
Flash the curtain in front of me with my rapier hidden behind it in like a matador stance.
Ooh.
Right. Okay. All right.
Just waiting for the owlbear.
Okay. All right. Okay. Cool. So you guys have swapped places. You're in matador stance right now. I love it. You just hear screaming, and yeah,
high pitched screaming, or
so just this sort of it's a deep voice. It's a deep scream, coming from the darkness. That's all you see there. American.
Such heroism from Bill. Such cowardice from Duran. And yet, maybe he has a point. However, we must maintain our courage. We're here for one thing, and that is to save Gundren. I'm going to rush forward and stand alongside Bill, sorry. And I'm going to prepare an action. I'm going to simply crouch down with my short bow at the ready. And I'm going to yell out, "Come and get it, you big ugly lump!"
Wow.
Oh.
Wow.
So, are you just preparing something like?
I've readied my short bow
Yeah,
for
cool.
when the big ugly
So as
lump
soon as
does
you,
indeed
so as
appear,
soon as you
I
see
hope.
it, yeah, cool.
If it wasn't clear, I'm trying to like Toro
Yeah,
I'll be in my direction.
yeah. From what you could see, it wasn't really looking in your direction at that point, but you guys are making a lot of noise, so it's okay.
I'm just like waving the curtain that I dragged down.
Yeah.
Backwards.
I hope it's red.
It's
Can
actually
we say
white.
it's red?
It's not a bull bear or an owl bull.
The good news is
An owl bull.
it's the trigger color for owl bears.
Sure, I will go with that.
Yay!
Why not? Loris, it is your turn.
So this whole wall that's in front of us at the moment, how big is that gap that's sort of there-ish?
It's about what you just drew. So it's about maybe
It's about 4 or 5 feet.
At its widest point, it's probably 4 foot.
Okay. How wide is an owl bear?
It's like 10 foot wide. It is a big, burly beast of a bear.
It's not fitting through that gap. It's not fitting through that gap. So I'm assuming this wall here, this wall here is completely like solid, right?
It's a 1 foot. It's about a foot thick, but you do see that it's not exactly structurally sound with the part of it having broken away.
Okay.
I wouldn't go putting all of your eggs in the wall basket. If,
No. I'm just contemplating my next move, and this is something that's been suggested in the chat room, and I kind of agree.
Oh, hey, no metagaming out of the chat room.
Not metagaming.
Okay.
Just an idea popped up, and I was like, actually, that's not a bad idea. I really like it.
All right. I've got something planned for if it matches anything I see in the chat.
What do you mean by planned?
You'll find out.
That's not fair. That's metagaming.
Yeah, it is metagaming. Especially since I see you saying "not a bad idea" in the chat.
It's a great idea. I love it.
Oh no! What?
So by all
This
means,
is going to go
do
well.
what you're
I can
gonna do.
tell.
But I've got something planned for if it matches anything I see in the chat. This is a great chance for the chat just to throw in a bunch of ideas and really mess Dave up.
Is it to dress as an owl bear or with lipstick on? And then
I love
saucily
it.
walk over?
And just like flutter at your eyelids.
Yeah. Great idea, chat.
Oh, yeah. Oh, now I'm conflicted because I really want to.
I just want you to come up with your own ideas. That's all.
I like Baron's idea.
So do I.
We need a little bit of sex appeal in the stream, and I just think that's what we need.
Yeah.
I'm not sure Loris has like an Albia disguise kit in his backpack.
I've got disguise self.
Oh, you should do it.
Yeah.
You're totally doing it. That's your next port of call.
Be a tiny owl bear.
No, so after here, so basically Loris has heard Bill give Darren a bit of a snap yourself out of man, stop being a chicken shit. Loris was also planning on grabbing him and sort of stopping him from running away because that's just not what's going to happen.
Sure.
So I will continue. So I'm assuming he stopped when Bill spoke to him, yeah?
It was all in one moment, right? So he's moving as Bill says to man up and moves across and does his thing. So he's still heading towards the door at the moment.
Okay, so I'm just going to grab him by the shoulder to sort of stop him from moving. And I'm going to push him because he's kind of behind. I just want to push him in that direction, like towards the front of the crew, and just sort of say to him, look, you brought us here. You lead the way. We'll back you up.
He brought you here.
Well, we brought him here. This is Boris's version of the story. Okay, it's got nothing to do with.
Right.
Are you pushing Darren in there?
Yeah, I'm gonna get a strength check with disadvantage on this one.
Disadvantage.
It matches.
Disadvantage for Darren, right? He's a front.
I guess he's moving in the opposite direction.
Duran's been given inspiration, so maybe I'll just roll with him. I'll give him advantage. So we're gonna
advantage on cowardice.
So you give me a strength check to try and stop him.
He's oiled himself up.
Yeah.
That's a 14.
All right.
Decidedly average.
Duran.
Oiled bear versus oiled bear.
Even with his inspiration point, has failed to get away from your grip. So you currently have him held, stopped. Basically, you've stopped his movement at this point. So
no.
I won't let you push him because that would be a second action. But you can definitely have a chat to him if you want.
So if I think I've got him held, if I move, will he come with me?
That's right. If you move, he moves.
Excellent. Then we're moving towards the. Then that's what we're doing.
Okay.
He and I. I'm moving here.
All right.
And I want him square in front beside me.
Yeah.
And I'm not letting.
He is freaking out. He is absolutely freaking out right now.
Yeah, I'm holding on to him. I want him to man up and face his demons.
God damn it. It is the owlbear's turn. All right, cool. And it moves out of view from you guys. What am I doing? Am I just dragging some fire around?
That's cool.
Why can I drag that? Okay,
what is that?
That is very weird.
Oh.
You can hear him just slamming into walls and slamming into things. You can hear him crying out as well, but he's out of view right now.
Problem solved.
Baron.
I've seen Loris grabbing Duran and pulling his screaming, upset self, and I'm appalled. I'm just going to yell out, let him go. What are you doing? He's obviously pissing himself.
Yeah, he's pretty close.
Is that the response? Yeah, I just shake my head. I'm going to come around here. And can I see into this room where the owlbear has disappeared to?
Yeah, you can. The room is lit from the torch that was thrown in. So you've managed to squeeze your way into the original room that the owlbear was in. And it stinks in here. The smell of its like feces and piss and stuff is just really hitting you. It's obviously been locked in this room, this area of the castle for quite some time.
Pretty used to that by now.
And you can see this panicked, singed owlbear scratching at doors, trying to fit, I don't know, spending a lot of attention on a northern wall.
So it's trying to escape. Does it look like it can escape through there?
From what you can see, you can't see any way that it would escape.
Okay.
You can't see an escape, that's for sure. But it's scratching at something, that's for sure.
I'm just going to yell out, should we run or attack it? Just give me a nod or a shake.
From where you are, you're basically aiming this towards Sig and Bill. That's where you can really see from there.
Give me a nod for attack. I got one nod and one shake. Yeah. I think eventually we're going to have to kill this thing because we've come in to find a dwarf in this thing that we have a rampaging thing. So I'm going to attack it with Toll the Dead again. So DC 14 Wisdom saving throw.
DC 14 Wisdom saving throw. Okay. It fails.
Ooh, and it has taken damage before, hasn't it?
It has.
So this will do a D12 necrotic damage. Oh, the 1. Oh my god.
This thing barely feels it. It is it's
barely.
Yeah. That's a great one.
Sorry, I'm going to turn off my mic.
Okay. Okay, cool. So that is the Baron's turn. Sig, we're back with you. You've seen the Baron sort of tuck himself away into that original room. It's pretty dark in there.
Sig remembers times when he has been amid battle and men have lost their courage. And he stands forward next to Duran, puts a hand on his shoulder and says, "Steel yourself, man. Behave as a member of the Gauntlet does." And Sig's going to use his inspiration points and use his sweet rally ability to strengthen Duran's resolve. Rolling at 1d8 with advantage. 8. Oh. Duran gains 8 temporary HP.
All right.
And Sig will spend the rest of his turn just
2 ones.
Encouraging him.
Give me a... what would be a good charisma roll for this one? I was going to say, I don't want it to be persuasion. I don't want it to be intimidation. Just give me a charisma roll, I guess. And add your charisma bonuses onto... Oh, you already have 14. Okay,
14.
All right. Okay, good to know. I'll leave it at that for now. Anything else on your turn?
He just chats to Duran.
Okay, cool. Duran is listening... Well, at first he's almost barely listening to Sig, as there's clear panic setting in. He swipes out to try and loosen Loris's grip. Loris, can I get a strength saving throw?
Of course. Strength saving throw, sure. Oh my god, I rolled a crit fail.
Yeah, you and him kind of... He's pulling away and you're pulling him towards you, and he's pulling away. And where the clothing item that you'd grabbed him by slips from your hand, and you kind of do that thing where you're like, book, and you knock yourself in the face. And you lose 1 HP from that. And Duran sort of shrugs that off and looks at Sig, looks intently into Sig's eyes. And looks down at the blade at his side, and spends the rest of the turn just shakily withdrawing, unsheathing this blade from his side. Bill, back to you.
I'm just going to beseech American. And I'm just going to say, you really want to kill this magnificent beast? This epitome of nature? This apex of the natural world? This is everything that's right with the wild. This is everything that's good. Should we not try to protect it and remove it from the control of these awful, just awful goblins?
Interesting.
Is that how you would like to spend your turn? Yep.
Yeah.
All right. We'll just skip past that because you don't know what's happening with that. American, it's your turn. Actually, I might just remove that from the turn order. Cool. American.
I'm in the bind here. She's going to look Bill in the eyes and say, "Listen, we have a man that we have sworn to save. He is in danger because of that beast. And we must do what needs to be done. A man's life is at stake." And she just runs off. And she joins Baron in the corner. Could you see her around to see the owlbear from there?
Corner.
Not from there. You'd have to squeeze past.
The cool kids club.
You'd have to squeeze past the Baron to get any sort of eyes on.
I'll squeeze past and hide behind this wall.
Okay. That wall no longer exists. That
dear.
That is what you heard breaking that allowed the owlbear to get into the room it's currently in.
There's another nook here.
Ooh, a nook. I am going to pop my head out Baron style, and I'm going to take my staff and I'm going to slam it onto the ground as I cast Spike Growth.
Whereabouts are you
around
standing?
that owl bear. I'm standing next to Baron.
Do you want to position yourself where your character is? Because it's currently
Yeah.
you're out in the open. All right. So you're quite happy. All right. Cool. And this is a strength check, is it?
So I'm going to cast in a 20-foot radius
Oh, no,
around the
spike
owl
growth.
bear, filling up the room with spikes,
Yeah.
magical spikes and thorns.
Okay, cool.
And I must point out that as I do so, the rough bark melts away back into my skin because it is indeed they're both concentration-based spells.
All right. So the owlbear is aware of it because it's currently in the area. Is that right? Any creature that can't see it must, but he can see the ground, so that it's cast on. So
I'm
he
going
can
to try
see
and
it.
draw a cool circle.
Sweet, cool.
I'm going to try and draw a
circle.
cool circle. But I don't know.
And so what is it, 20-foot radius?
I'm drawing a square. I don't know.
That's a
I'm gonna
really
try-
cool.
Man, this is always the most
So
fun
cool
part.
square.
I actually hate this part so much, but
Now, I guess my question is it bound by the walls or does it go past the boundaries of the wall?
I feel like it probably goes past the boundary of the
Yeah.
walls. It just says a 20-foot radius
Mm.
within range.
A lot of those ones go around corners.
Yeah.
So it'd be like this.
You got to stop drawing, because...
No, I made the most
Every
beautiful
time.
square yet.
All right, so that's a pretty good indication of where you wanted the... Yeah, okay, that's cool. 20-foot radius. Yeah. It's not a 20 square feet. It's 20 radius. So it does have little rounded corners.
It's even bigger than that. It's way
It's
bigger.
4
than
times.
that.
Oh god, so
Yeah.
that means it's like ridiculously massive.
It is covering like so much.
Like,
So I'm going to center it on the owlbear and make it 4 times that size, like the greatest square of all time.
Yeah, so it goes out.
Oh god, oh god.
It
Sorry.
You could do it
touches-
outside.
So Loris, no, it's within range, and she can't shoot something outside that's not within range.
Yeah.
Has to be something.
Do it up
visible.
there.
So you could point it in this corner, I guess. It would just miss Loris. But it would fill this room at least with it, if that's what you wanted to do.
With the spiky growth.
And I'm just trying to figure out if I have any movement left to get the F out of there.
So did you want to put it in that corner? Is that where you wanted it?
I messed up roll 20, so I can't see.
All right, this is fun.
So you tell me.
All right.
Everyone else tell.
That's what she does.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
it basically
What's it
fills
said?
it fills this area with little spikes, yeah? Does
And
that
I'm going
does
to
that
use
make
my
sense to
remaining
everybody?
movement if I do indeed have any.
And this is a concentration spell?
It is indeed.
Okay, cool. And what were you doing with your remaining what?
My remaining whatnots will be used to flee back around the corner if possible.
And you don't have Roll20 working right now.
Now I do.
All right, so move yourself where you want to move.
15, 20, 25. But I don't think I can. I think I used all my movement getting there, so I'm freaking dead, mate.
Yeah, to be honest, that is all difficult terrain, thanks to the rubble. So you would have used pretty much all your motion just to get to that point.
All right, I'm ready to die.
Okay, cool. Well, it's Loris's turn, so he might beat you to it.
Possible. So would I have seen the spikes grow, or have I got no
No,
awareness?
anybody who wasn't specifically looking at that ground has to roll a perception check. So what's
It's
your-
any
I've got a
creature that
quick
can't see the
question.
area. So
Oh,
is
that can't see the
within
area.
the area?
I suppose you can.
I've got a question.
Okay, I'd say you guys can all see that. You've all been looking in that area. So let's say you've all seen that spike growth. What was your question, American?
Can you use a bonus action to queue that up to use, or how does that work?
To queue what up?
A bonus action up, or can you only queue an action up as a reaction?
I'd let you queue a bonus action.
Oh, really?
I would. I mean, it's like if you've got all rights to use that action in your turn. If you want to wait for a specific moment to trigger it, I'm happy with that.
But the rules are if you cue a spell, you use it.
Yes, if you cue a spell, you're burning that spell slot.
We're really getting to the rules lawyering right now, but I need to try and not die, so I actually am motivated. So the question is, Misty Step, does that count as a spell?
That is
it's like a racial ability, but I don't know. I think
so...
it's a spell, technically.
It is a spell.
Yeah.
So
wait,
I can't
no, you don't. I thought
cue that.
I thought because you were an Eladrin elf, you got to use that as a free, like as a bonus action without using a spell. It's like a racial trait.
Yeah.
I think
if it counts as a spell, I can't use it.
It's once every short rest, right?
But but it is a spell, I think.
I think it's an ability. It's different. You get that once free every short rest.
Don't know.
Okay. I'm telling you that's what I'm that's what I'm giving you because that's what you've used before. You just haven't used it in a while, so I'm giving you that.
All right, I'm going to do it even though I don't want to. I'm going to queue up Misty Step if he comes charging at me.
Whereabouts are you going to? I want you to tell me where you'll be Misty Stepping to. None of this at the heat of the moment. I need to know where you're going to go.
Okay. Do I see any elevated position?
It's just the rubble that's kind of around you and the rubble that you've seen.
Does it give me any advantage, like height?
Not this.
Is it enough?
It's not high enough to give you any sort of advantage.
Okay. I'm just going to Misty Step around the corner next to Sig.
I thought you were going to protect me. You've been
She's out of
there. How could I protect you with Misty Step?
No. But you're going to Misty Step instead.
All right.
Protecting me.
Loris.
I'm not feeling so confident anymore. I don't have barks here. I'm going to die.
Yeah. Okay. So, given I've seen the spikes, do I know... What do I know of them? I know there's spikes. Obviously, know it's going to be difficult terrain or hard to travel.
Well, you've seen the zombies being torn apart as they made their way through them. So you know that will probably damage anything moving through.
Right. So is that wall in front of me down, or is it still...
That's still standing.
Still standing? So that door's still closed?
The door is still closed. So you can't see the owlbear behind it.
Can't see anything at the moment. All I can see is the spikes that have grown in front of me, yeah?
Yes, yeah.
I'm not sure I'm keen on going in there right now. Like, there's actually no point, no reason for me to want to charge in there. I had planned to charge in, but seeing the spikes grow, I'm just like, I don't think I'm gonna. So I think had I still had hold of Duran, I would have probably just thrown him into the room and said, off you go, do your thing. But as I don't, and he seems to have bucked his ideas up a bit, and I'm gathering the fact that he's not shaking and pissing himself, he may have actually sort of stood his ground. I'm just going to basically brace myself for when and if the owlbear comes charging out. So much like Bill and Sig are kind of doing their taunty thing with their waving of the flags, I'm just going to ready myself with my axe. So when he comes out, I will make a mighty swing at him.
All right, so I'm assuming, if he gets close enough to attack, you'll attack him.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. It is the owlbear's turn. All right, so how far is he going to move here? 5, 10. The owlbear, American, you're still there. You see the owlbear turn from its position and head towards this wall, and it just pushes and bursts straight through that wall, and it comes face to face with both Loris and Duran. And Loris, you get to attack first.
Excellent. So it's coming head first. I'm just going to try and drive my axe square into its head. I'm not yet raging, so it's just a stock standard hit. And I roll a 22.
Which is enough.
6 damage.
6 damage. All right, you sort of... the axe comes down into one of its front legs, and it digs in, but it's it feels like you were cutting into a tree. It was so hard. The muscle was just so hard. You do see that you've wounded it. There is a bit of blood that is coming out of there, but your axe did not go nearly as deep as you thought it might have. And this, wow, yeah. So this owlbear cries out and brings its beak down into you, Loris.
Hey, that's not nice. I thought we were friends here.
That's a 15?
That is a hit.
Oh, dang. Okay. And let's roll for damage. And it does 10 piercing damage.
Okay, so using my Stone's Endurance, I'm just going to reduce that damage dealt to me by 1d12 plus 2.
Okay.
I'll roll my 1d12. Hang on when I find it. So I reduce that by 6. So it does 4.
Okay, cool. So it does 4 damage. It then swipes out with its claws at Duran.
Oh no, poor Duran.
Oh my god.
And that hits.
It's like Colin all over again.
It absolutely is.
Except Duran wasn't my pet.
And then we're gonna roll for damage.
Oh my god.
All right. That is
He does have his 8 sweet temp HP, remember?
that is gone. That was 15 damage to Duran. Duran is not looking like he's not bloody, but he's not looking too happy about what's just
How much
gone down.
damage did he take?
He took 15 damage.
Eek. That would almost kill me.
And the owlbear just lets out an enormous roar. And we'll see what happens next week.
Oh, let me do my thing. Oh,
Is it going to take the spike growth damage this week or next week?
Oh, we can do that now. So it moved 5, 10. It moved 3 squares. So it gets.
That's decent.
What's that? 2d4.
Thanks, Sig.
2d4.
He
each
takes
movement?
2d4 piercing damage for every 5 feet it travels.
So what's that?
and it's got 4 feet, so that's gonna.
Yeah. Times it by 2.
Yeah.
Excellent.
There we go. So it takes this amount of damage. 17.
Whoa. 17 damage.
Okay. Cool. It's still not looking bloodied.
We're
Should
gonna
I do
die.
my
We're
magic
gonna
spell
die.
on
We're
it?
gonna die.
Should I do my magic spell on that?
No,
And then
we're at the
you
top.
can-
We're at the top of the order, so you'll be first to go next week. Yeah, interesting.
Getting dicey. It's
Interesting.
getting dicey.
It's getting dicey, all right.
Oh, we're all gonna die. Oh god, no.
Well,
Nah, it's fine.
it's just yeah.
Okay, it's an owlbear. It's one owlbear.
My favorite part was that it was just locked up and like not really able to get you guys.
I was just too worried about it killing our guy. I was like,
Yeah,
if
no, I
he
get
breaks
it.
through and mauls our NPC that we've come to save, I can't let that happen.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
I simply can't let that happen.
Yeah, that's fair. That's totally
And then
fair.
guilt, like Bill trying to guilt me, like, oh, you a druid, you should like care about this monstrosity. Like it's an aberration. It's not like no, it's not. No. Just because I'm a druid doesn't mean that I wish well for all things when they're trying to kill me.
I don't know if it's an aberration. It's just a creature of the forest.
It's
right?
a monstrosity.
That's just
Shut
its
up and
size, though, isn't it? It's like
It's
know.
really, really borderline compared to most
Yeah,
monsters. It's pretty much a big beast.
yeah, it's
Very
But
grumpy.
we can knock it out. You know, we don't have to like
yeah, that's true.
murder it.
That
You
is
can
true.
hit it with the flat of your
Yeah.
sword and knock it out.
Yeah,
If we had to tie it up and
absolutely.
make a pet.
Yeah. I'm
Owl.
not willing to risk a man's life for an owlbear.
Yeah.
The whole team.
Because I could hear screams. I'm not mitigaming. I don't know that those screams are coming from our enemies.
That is, yeah.
Even though I could see those tokens. I'm like, if I can hear a person screaming, he could
Yeah.
die at any second because of my neglect
Yeah.
of action. And I can't let that happen.
I should have mentioned that Mirakin would have seen a dead hobgoblin in that room.
Oh,
with
so I
the
would have
owlbear.
seen.
No. Once you got
I
to
was
that,
like-
once you got to that position,
Right.
once you did the spike growth, you would have seen that.
Okay.
But that was after
Wow.
the guilt trip.
That was well after the guilt tripping.
Oh, I hate being guilt tripped as a character.
Yeah.
I really can't. I can't.
Yeah. There's a bit of there's some good ideas in the chat, but I'm not going to say them because since you're not.
I
want to
hear. Can we hear at least? I never read the chat. I
We
wanna
can,
know what
okay.
they're saying.
Well,
Is
Shogun,
anyone saying we should have made friends with the owlbear and been its
Yes.
bestie?
Yes.
So speak with
Shogun
animals.
Props is basically saying, "Speak with animals. Speak with animals."
Can't. I
The
can't.
difficulty of speaking with animals, if it's already angry, it's already unhappy.
Yeah.
It's going to be very tough to get it to actually listen to you.
Plus, we did rule.
Yeah.
We did rule last week that monstrosities aren't theoretically animals. Like it's the same as you couldn't turn
Yeah.
into an owlbear because it's not an animal. It's a
Yeah.
monstrosity. So unfortunately, speaking with animals wouldn't work.
And also, I don't have that spell.
Yeah. Oh, I think you had it. Did you get rid of
I
it?
don't have it prepared. I mean,
Right. What was that? Sorry, Sue?
It makes it much harder to succeed with a spell you don't have.
That is true. That is very true.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that was cool. That was awesome. What do you guys think?
Oh, nice shirt.
Oh, that's a good time to say that all of our followers and subscribers will go in a draw to win a shirt, just like the one Reese is wearing there, except Sig will be holding his hammer instead of a sword in the one that you'd be getting. You get to choose the color and what sort of cut of shirt you'd want. So definitely, if you're not already following us, follow us. And in 2 weeks' time, you'll go in a draw to hopefully win a shirt. Or subscribe to us and you'll go into that draw, and also the draw to win some sweet dice, which I'll show off on Twitter this week or next week on the stream once I've sorted out what dice we're going to be getting. But I want to make sure they're really sweet dice, the kind of dice that everyone here is envious of. Yeah, that's what I want.
them.
Yeah, I want all of us to want them because yeah. No.
That's rude for Dad. Promise.
Man, we had how's the next Billy spawn looking?
They got about.
I know
He's right in the owlbear.
it looks like he's a way away. That could have made things interesting if Billy Goblin had turned
We
up.
just
I
killed
feel
him
like
already.
we're gonna die.
I
We're
should.
gonna die.
Sounds like Mirakin needs a rally from Sig next week.
There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've just been like my resolve has been weakened by the guilt trip, and I'm just like, oh no.
You could always just get a rally from Loris, like that. You know, a toughen up from Loris. Like that's
We can basically throw our boy into like the mouth of that beast.
I was just going to throw him into the room.
That's basically murder.
I would not be keen. I would not
You
be
can't
happy.
just murder our bud.
I had plans for if Dave was going to do that, so don't worry.
He's not my bud. Basically, he's as far as Loris is concerned, he's pretty much pathetic. Like he's attempted several things. He's done a couple of things which has been decent, but the
But
rest.
you can't just murder him for that.
No, I'm encouraging him to step up.
But he'd get murdered. I'm gonna get mauled to
Yeah.
death, and you're risking him getting mauled to death instead of using tactics like he's got ranged weapons, and you're just like, here you go, have a one-on-one fight with this thing against your will and without preparation. That's basically trying to murder him.
That's straight up murder. It's straight up evil.
It is. It's evil.
I did the killing.
You'd need to roll on
What?
the murder table.
I said, all I did was basically put him in the line of danger. So therefore, it's kind of manslaughter.
Manslaughter. Yeah. So that's
true.
not evil then.
Yeah.
It's not murder. You know, if you're saying murder is evil, manslaughter just kind of like I pushed him and he died. Whoops.
You still get put
But
away
you did it
for
with
it.
intent
I've,
to
I've
put him in the line.
I've kind of got plausible deniability. Cause
Yeah, it wouldn't be manslaughter. It would be murder, attempted murder.
Yeah, it'd be attempted murder.
Yeah. I don't think the rest
Manslaughter
of the
by
party
accident.
would see it your way. I'm just
I
telling you.
could sort of say I didn't know the owlbear was in there because I didn't know the
You
owlbear
Okay, tell it to the judge.
was in
was
there.
there. I didn't know the owlbear is there.
Why were
Are you trying to
pushing him
get
into
kicked out of the
room
party?
then?
No, I'm just basically Duran was annoying me. I don't like Duran. I've
was
never
pissing
liked
his
Duran.
pants
You know I've never liked Duran. I've always wanted to see him dead. From the moment I met him, I've wanted him dead.
He's not the only NPC though.
no, you want.
He's like, it'd be
If Sildar
unusual
was
if he
here,
wasn't like that.
if
Oh,
Sildar
Sildar
was
was
here,
good.
you'd be putting him in there as well.
I would have dragged him in front of the owlbear and held him there as he got mauled. I would have literally got.
I can't even process what I'm hearing from the supposedly our comrade in the fight against evil.
No, fight against the current bad guys.
Well, Reese, what does Sig think of like Loris dragging Duran to the front line after having wanted to get the hell out of there?
Sig understands that Duran running away isn't going to be a tactically sound option for the party. But if he was dragged further to the front line, Sig would have responded.
Interesting. Yeah. Bill, what about you? What do you think of seeing Loris do this to Duran? Because you would have seen it as well.
I don't think I was paying much attention to what Loris was up to. I was more worried about the owlbear and how we were going to deal with that.
Right. But you still would have, because they moved right in front of you. You would have seen Loris moving directly between you and the line of sight from where you were looking, grabbing Duran and pulling him in front of you while Duran was fighting to go in the opposite direction. You would have seen it.
Yeah, I mean, I think, like, obviously I saw it, but I was intentionally trying to put myself in harm's way.
Yeah, gotcha.
To begin with. And then when that didn't work, I was trying to convince the rest of the group that, like, this thing is not its fault that it's here.
Yeah.
I get where you're coming from with that, but I just can't risk our man dying at the horrific claws of this beast.
Who's our man?
I would never forgive myself if Gundren was killed by a rampaging beast because we did not act.
Yeah, but we haven't seen Gundren yet, right?
But I heard I heard the screaming,
You heard something.
I thought that could be Gundren. So I just couldn't risk it.
Right.
That's why we came here.
That is why you're here. That is definitely why you're here. But you don't even know if Gundren's here. All you know is that this is where
He better be.
he's
Yeah, if he's not here, I'm just going to be like, oh boy.
Just goblins.
Oh boy.
But if Gundren is here, the chances are he's encountered at least goblins.
Yeah.
So he's like, I would guess that he's either injured. I mean, if he's encountered an owlbear, he's probably dead or seriously injured.
I just I don't want to come upon his corpse at the end of this.
You
That
might come
would
across
be
as
very,
weak.
very sad, especially if it's mauled by an owlbear.
Yeah.
Freshly mauled by an owlbear.
Don't worry, there's only Duran and Loris have been freshly mauled by an owlbear.
Oh my god,
I was
Duran! He's gonna get. Loris is gonna throw him in his mouth.
Look at that smile! Look at that smile!
There's a beak.
Yeah, he's got a beak.
In its beak.
Yeah.
Sig was in striking range for reactions. Duran will be safe.
Interesting. Because I'm really keen to see what happens because
Let's fast forward to next Monday.
Yeah. Just let me keep
God.
rolling.
Yeah,
These flipping cliffhangers are just unethical.
But they make you want to come back. It makes the viewers want to come back. That's like, imagine how boring it would be like, and that's beautiful and ended now. It's a nice, easy wait till next Monday. Boring.
Well,
We don't want that.
You just add to our stress levels. You really do.
Yeah.
Oh, you should put up you should put up some pretty dice and see which ones people like. Put it in the Discord during the week.
Yeah, maybe that'll be good. Maybe that'll be good. I do want to get something that's
Be like, what's
pretty
the
nice.
popular vote for the cool dice?
Yeah, and I'm going to get into talks with a dice company to see if they're willing to sponsor the dice as well. So we'll see what we can do. We can do. Otherwise, it'll just come out of our pocket, and I'm quite happy to do that. That's fine.
I thought you were going to say that to see if the dice company would be willing to roll them for us. Like,
Yeah, if they say no, I'm just gonna go. I'll reply with net critical success. I'll just say that I rolled a D20 and then just see what they say. Yeah.
We should get the dice, and then roll the prize dice to determine who wins the dice.
Oh, yeah, who
That's
they
not a
want to
bad
go.
idea.
Yeah. With
Great
the
idea.
gaming.
Yeah, that's pretty good actually. That's pretty
Nice.
It's pretty. I don't know if we can get a 250 sided dice, but we'll find a way.
With the power of maths, we will find the way.
Exactly. I think can you just roll like a fictional dice in like roll a 1D?
Excel, you can.
You can.
250?
Maybe not on roll 20. Maybe
Just roll a bunch.
Oh, there we
yeah.
go.
Go to
There
the
you go.
advanced dice roller, and it will
Yeah,
roll
I
like.
just rolled a D. It doesn't roll the physical dice. I wanted to see a 250 sided dice come rolling out.
Can you roll a D1?
You just have to roll the d20 a few times and you'll be sorted.
Yeah. No, we can
I
just
don't know.
yeah, we'll figure it out.
I'm not a mathematician. Don't listen to me.
I just rolled a D1 and you'll be surprised at the results.
Yeah, 250
Or
times.
0.
I got a 1. There we go.
Wouldn't that mean everybody won if you rolled a D1 250 times?
You just get 250, yeah.
Yeah.
Max roll. Or
That's actually a crit, right?
Min.
yeah, the crit.
You critted that.
And you
I'm gonna see if I can break.
botched it.
Can I break D roll 20?
I'm just
I
more
botched it.
concerned about us all being killed by an owlbear right now.
Yeah.
Very concerning.
I'm concerned about me being killed by an owlbear, especially.
Yeah, I'm not feeling so tough without my bark skin. I'm feeling right squishy all of a sudden.
I have that major armor, which makes me feel a little bit better.
I'll protect you, Brian.
I know you're just going to Misty Step out immediately. Otherwise, I would have believed you.
Maybe, maybe not.
Oh yeah, you didn't have your. All right, so you people. Okay, so people were saying I want you to check on your. I thought you'd written this all down. I thought you got 1 free Misty Step every short rest, and it didn't use a spell slot.
Yes.
And good night, Jackalope. Thanks for coming along. Thanks for the subscription. You're awesome. Super cool. And so you'll be going into the draw for those dice and t-shirt for sure. For sure.
Seabed.
Yeah. So yeah. Am I right?
Are you saying it's not free, or I like
Oh,
have
I was
to
saying
expend
that
a spell slot for it?
I thought
No,
you
you
got
are
one
right.
every short rest and you got it free. I thought.
You're right. I
Hang
left
on. Let me
Okay,
go to
cool.
my sheet.
It doesn't use a spell slot. It uses like a. It's like a rest. It's like a thing, short or long rest.
It
That's
should
what I
be in
thought.
Yeah.
your D&D
It
Beyond.
says racial trait. Once per short rest, you can cast Misty Step.
Yeah.
Sweet.
Dang, that's a lot of dice.
Oh yeah.
Stop.
Whoa! Ice knife.
What happened?
What's happening?
Bonus ice knife. The chat's been killed.
Wait, what?
You
did ice
discussed
knife?
ice knife.
What is happening? What are you talking? Why is everyone saying ice knife?
Because you just
Ice
cast
knife.
it.
Ice knife.
And
You
then
play-
it just was like, ice knife.
Oh,
What?
Where? What are you talking
Yeah,
about?
can't see it.
Yeah,
You-
see? I hit random origins.
I don't know what's going on.
Yeah. No, I don't know either.
Which chat room?
Oh,
You
okay,
played
right.
Ice knife
right.
animation.
All right, because just saying
Oh.
ice knife, ice knife,
Animation.
ice knife, ice knife,
Ice
ice
knife.
knife in the
Ice
chat.
knife.
You killed the chat. Ice knife, doesn't really mean much to me.
No,
I don't really get.
I think you want to cut the podcast.
All right,
You should have
it's
a
because I
podcast
hit.
episode that's just shit.
Yeah.
Just like end on end, just trimmed out of all the other episodes, just dumped into one.
Just the breathing.
That'd be
So
gold.
good at this whole content thing.
yeah. And I know why I used the numpad and I shouldn't have because it's assigned. I think it's 2. We'll make that go or something on the stream deck. Ice knife, ice knife, ice
It was
knife.
an ice knife.
Ice knife.
Yeah,
Right, ice knife.
ice knife. Everybody.
Ice knife. See you later.
Thanks for coming along, Reese.
See you soon.
All right, I think I'll be calling it there as well. I'll just do the usual. Give us a follow, give us a sub. Come talk to us in the Discord. Check out our previous episodes on YouTube. Check out our previous episodes in podcast format from wherever you get podcasts. Follow us on Twitter and come say hi because you guys are all awesome and we love doing this for you guys every Monday night. So we'll be back next Monday night at the same time and we'll figure out what's happening with this owlbear. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining us. See ya.